you use jump rings so often in jewellery making, more often than you probably think when you first start making jewellery. You probably think, oh, well, one at either end of a piece of jewellery to attach a clasp. But you actually use them quite often to elongate a pair of earrings or connect two components together to create movement and to create that joint, if you like, so it's got that flow and movement in the design. You might just want to make a little extended chain for the back of a bracelet because you don't necessarily know how long the wrist is.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. It's a really good point. Yeah, that's a really good point. I think when you've got that lovely silver colour... Sorry, my nose is itching. It's all right. I don't think... Is it left... What is it? Left for love and right for spite, isn't it? That's what my nan used to say. Left for love, right for spite. But luckily, it's the left one that's going.
Oh, that's all right.
So we're all right. We're all right. I would imagine that 200 would kind of open up a little bit of chainmail access to us as well.
Definitely. You could make a full Byzantine bracelet from
out
this
of that
pack
kit
and probably have some left over.
Oh, fabulous.
And brilliant if you're starting chainmail and you wanted to start those designs and you're wanting to use something that you know you're probably thinking, right, maybe we want to move to sterling silver later, but you're going to learn the designs. These are a great place to start to be able to learn all of your designs. You've got the structure, you've got that beautifully made jump ring with that saw cut cut through it, so you've got that precision. You've got everything you need to get going to learn all of those beautiful designs, and 7mm will open up. I know Flo will be able to tell you more, but an awful lot of designs with the 7mm because they're big enough and they've got a big enough internal diameter to put lots more jump rings inside them. So you've got to have lots of designs that are opened up by this size of jump ring. But 200 is more than enough to make a full Byzantine bracelet.
Fabulous stuff. It's got a bit of a bargain price of £3.95 as well. So do make sure that you are jumping in, getting involved and putting those into your basket, which you are. Hi, Linda. Hi. Linda in the West Midlands, Linda in Hertfordshire. Multi-buying going on like you would not believe here. Gertrude and Tracy and Sue and Phyllis and Catherine and Angela collecting in the West Midlands. A line well done indeed to you, to Catherine, to Charlotte, to Sue, to Kate, to anonymous collectors in Nottinghamshire and London, to Leslie in Lanarkshire. So many of you there. Julie in Essex, welcome. Lovely to see you all tonight. Really lovely, busy hump day. Or hump evening. Oh, that sounds wrong. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. You know. I heard it as I said it. I did. I heard it as I said it. We'll just leave that there. Okay. Well, we could say that in a kind of M&S voiceover style and it would sound incredibly wrong. So we won't. We're going to move on to... Yes, we can indeed. Let me just pop that over there. Oh, these are nice. Now we've seen these. We had these in the blue opal the other day. We had a massive reaction to the blue opals from you when we had these sizes and these shapes in the blue opal last week. I've now got them. These would make amazing buttons. They really would. This is your rose quartz, double drilled and faceted either side. That would make a lovely size button, wouldn't it?
It would, or a beautiful size cocktail ring as well.
Yeah. Cufflinks.
Definitely.
Nice sizes there. Yeah. Really quite substantial. Look at the depth of that as well. Gorgeous baby pink colour. Now, you're guaranteed 70 carats. You're going to get 5 pieces and they're going to vary in that size from 15 by 12 to 21 by 16. Now they are a gorgeous soft baby pink colour, the proper sort of colour that you would expect from rose quartz. Really gentle, Madagascan as well, so you've got the same areas we source our beautiful Madagascan Labradorite. Look at that soft pastel palette of colour. 5 of them in the pack guaranteed, varying in size, $8.95 on your screen. All natural, all unenhanced, and all absolutely genuine. Do make sure that you're checking out and confirming as soon as you can on these. Any pearls coming up tonight? We're getting lots of messages in. Any pearls on a Pearl and Knotting Design Day? Yes. We've got pearls coming up for you in the first and second kit with Sarah. 7 o'clock and 9 o'clock tonight. Really substantial size, unusual size pearls actually in the 9 o'clock kit as well. Do make sure that you're checking out and confirming as soon as you can on your rose quartz. Hold those lines, talk to the call centre. We have got some amazing seed bead bundles coming your way. So we have got your fabulous seed bead bundles and your super duos on your hump evening, quite frankly. 0800 644 655 if you want to get involved with us. Super duos and seed bead bundles, last of stock, limited editions, coming your way next. So, we're not doing them yet. I thought we were doing those back to back then. No? Very. I can't say that because I've just said hump evening and I can't then say premature after it, but I just did. Anyway, we move on to... You found the sound effect button, Ben. You're enjoying that? What is it, my darling, because it's not in there? In the box number 16 in the 6 o'clock? Yes. I've got it. I'm loving the fact Ben is so excited that he's been able to find the sound effects button again. He's just, that's it now for the rest of the night. These are a lovely size pearl. Now, you've been asking about pearls. We've got loads of them coming up for you tonight. 6x5 is the first strand that we've got for you. These are your Barocco pearls. Beautiful colour. Now, it says black freshwater cultured pearls. These are, I mean, obviously they are towards your darker tones, but they are a petrol blue, aren't they?
They are. They're a definite deep blue tone to them, but then they've got the beautiful iridescence which pearls give to you. So you've got that beautiful oil and water tone coming from them.
The teal green's out. It's like a beam on them, isn't it?
It is. I mean, those are literally just full of light.
Radiating, aren't they? The last 21 strands, I'm afraid. The last 21 strands that you've got there. 6x5 freshwater cultured pearls coming to you from the Freshwater Pearl Farms of China. They're a 6x5 size. It's a 38 centimetre strand. They are all radiating that petrol blue and that teal blue glow. They really are. The pearlescence on these is really, really high. Do make sure that you're checking out and confirming as soon as you can. It's 0800 644 655. Smaller size, really radiant pearlescent pearls at $7.95 for you tonight. Do make sure that you're checking out and confirming. They are the last of stock, the last 21 strands. Now we've got seed bead bundles, the last of stock coming your way, back-to-back opportunities for you. Which one would you like to do first? Okay, so we're going to do the seed bead bundle first, and then we're going to do the super duos just on the other side of 7 o'clock. So please do make sure you're staying tuned. Right now, though, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tubes all coming your way. Very limited availability. I have to give you the heads up on this. It's the reason why we haven't put this up available for pre-order for you. Now, over the last few weeks, we've done very last of stock deals for you on your beautiful seed bead bundles. So we did a pack of 20 seed bead bundles for you, and there were only 29 available. They sold out. This is a mega bundle. Absolutely, it's a mega bundle without a shadow of doubt. The colours are gorgeous. We've got size 15s. We've got some beautiful delicas as well. But we've also got some size 8s and some size 11s coming away, the most glorious colours. I'm just going to read out the colours for you as you're looking at this rotation of colour. So we've got silver-lined dark purple seed beads in a 15. You've got your 11Os in the sea foam green luster. Sorry, that's green luster. You've got the Miyuki dark coral line in a size 8. A delicate dyed matte transparent fuchsia in a size 11. A a dark coral-lined crystal seed bead in a size 8. You've got the opaque dyed violet in a size 8, the mint green silver-lined alabaster in a size 8, the emerald-lined yellow in a size 11, matte transparent aqua in a size 8, raspberry-lined crystal Aurora borealis in a size 8, round silver-lined dark purple in the size 15s, although I've already said those for you. So, I mean, there's an awful lot of seed beads here to shake a big stick out, isn't there?
There is. That's going to keep you really busy for a good long time.
Beautiful colours.
They are.
Really quite beautiful colours coming your way. Now, of course, you can use these all together. You can separate them up. You can use them in your stash. It's entirely your prerogative what you do. But we are very, very, very limited. 61 last chance bundles. 61. That's it. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 full-size tubes, your size 15s and your delicas in the size 10 are in your half tubes, and they are the most glorious colours. Now, remembering that you've got different finishes here. You've got silver-lined, you've got Aurora borealis finish, you've got so many different finishes coming through some of these seed beads. And of course, when you've got a different finish on the seed bead, they do come to you at a higher price. When we put them in a bundle like this is the time to get hold of it. We have had so many lovely messages from our customers who've got their hands on the amazing value bundles, the last chance mega bundles that we've done. And of course, it's a huge saving. We've had savings of £40, £30 and above to be able to get hold of all of these rather than paying for them separately. So please do make sure, if you see us doing a last chance bundle like this, you get involved as soon as you can. There are so many of you there. Hi to Klutz in Gloucestershire, to Joan, to Anila, to Tatiana, to Linda, to Catherine, to Kate, to Sadia, Ruth, Vera, Sarah, Esther, Hilya, well done, Elisa. Hello to Klutz in Bristol, to Carolyn, to Klutz in Somerset, to Berkshire, Northamptonshire, Buckinghamshire. Hello to those of you in Berkshire and Cambridge. Hello to Kimmy, well done. Over half of the stock out the door already. We only have 61. We had 61. Now, each of these tubes, the price that we go to, it averages out at £3.49 per tube. Now, normally, some of these will be over at least £4 to £6.95. So you've got big savings tonight coming your way. £3.49 per tube. That's the stock mega bundle. Please do make sure that you're checking out and confirming as soon as you can. Amazing value for money, isn't it?
It is, and beautiful colour palette. So you can, if you were new to seed bead work and you want to get a variety of sizes of beads, but you want a colour palette that's really working and in harmony with each other, this palette's beautiful.
Really nice.
It's like a soft jewel palette. So it's got all those jewel tones running through it, but it's a little bit softer. It's not sort of, your emerald ruby.
No.
It's a little bit softer, but those tones are there.
Little hints of Paraiba, little hints of peridot, little hints of tourmaline colour, tanzanite colour, amethyst colour, some even rhodochrosite sort of colour coming through there.
Definitely.
So some lovely sort of gemstone tones coming through if you wanted to mix your mediums and work with your gemstones. We've got 31 final chances, and so many of you not checked out yet. Please go for it and make sure that you are checking out and confirming as soon as you possibly can. £32.95 is all you're paying. Now, I'm really sorry, you can't see them here. Let me lift them up for you. These were hiding. There we go. They were hiding away there. So you are getting the full 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 tubes at £32.95. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, that's not £3. That can't be £3.49 each. That's £3.29 per tube. That's even better. I've got my maths is pants. For those of you who've known me now for nearly 11 years through Gemporia and through Jewellery Maker, you'll know that maths is not my strong point. First and foremost, I have to work it out in Welsh and then I have to translate it.
What?
I work it out in Welsh first.
What do you work out in Welsh?
I work out the Welsh in maths through the Welsh language.
Welsh maths?
Welsh maths, like French maths and Spanish maths, in the Welsh language?
So instead of saying
Yeah,
8,
yeah, it's fine.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, I have to work it out in Welsh first and then translate it. Because I learn all my subjects I learn through the medium of Welsh, okay? So, I have to say it in Welsh, then translate it. Beck, you've got a calculator. Please do make sure you're checking out and confirming. There's so many of you there. So many of you there. So, for example, when I speak French, I work out in Welsh first. Does that make sense? Kerry's looking at me as if to go,
you know when you're looking at a number, it looks the same?
yeah, it's not like it's written in Russian, but I have to work out the equation in Welsh and then go, and that's what it is in English, and there it, and it's still wrong. It's still wrong. Please do make sure that you are holding the lines. Now, we've got, let me show this next bundle to you. Oh, let me just push that over. Let me show you. Oh, hang on a minute. So this is the Super Duo bundle that's coming just on the other side of 7 o'clock before we join Sarah for our first kit and our first demo. Look at these colours. I've never seen some of these colours in Super Duos. Seen these ones, and I think I've seen these. I've never seen these. Now, this middle one looks like a mystic topaz going on there. It looks amazing. Absolutely. Look at this little pot here. Look at all the colours of the Super Duos. Have you ever seen those before? An escaped Super Duo there. Please do make sure that you're joining us for that. That's just after 7 o'clock. There's loads of there that need to check out on the first seed bead last of stock bundle. Please, please do. There's so many of you with that in your basket not yet checked out. I'm going to move on then to... Yeah, we just spoke about tourmaline, didn't we? We were saying about the colours that you were getting in the seed bead bundle. These are pink tourmaline nuggets. Now, I've not seen anything like this in the building here. We normally have faceted rondelles of rainbow colour tourmaline, so a sort of big selection of colour from the tourmaline family. These give us the full rose bouquet of pink tourmaline. Small size nuggets, centre drilled, really unusual. We very, 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 very rarely ever see pink tourmaline like this here at Jewellery Maker. Hardly ever. 38 centimetre strand. They range in graduation from 5x4 to 7x5. They are from the Cruzeiro and Safira regions of Brazil. Some of the most amazing beautiful tourmaline reds and pinks come from that area. It is all genuinely yours from Brazil, all the real deal, $5.95. Please do make sure that you are checking that out. I can only imagine how you're going to feel when you take delivery of this strand. Stella, well done indeed to you, Anila and Leslie and Carol. Colette in Bristol, well done indeed to you. Lots of you asking if you can see the jadeite. Absolutely. Really beautiful sage green. The 6mm size of your jadeites coming your way under £10 guaranteed at 8:30 tonight. Very much looking forward to that. Somebody's messaging going, can we have a Welsh word of the day? Well, I'll tell you what, if you would like to know what a Welsh word is, message in the word and I will tell you what the translation is. That's gonna, oh, now I can imagine. I've just opened a whole box of worms right there. Yeah. Yep. That's a whole just big kettle of worms just right there, isn't it? Oh, that's all the worms escaping, that is. Listen, please do make sure that you are joining us. We've got the Super Duos, fantastic last of stock bundle on the other side of this, and then our first kit with Sarah. Don't go anywhere.
Buying from Jewellery Maker couldn't be easier. When we bring an item to you, all the graphics come on screen, and this gives you all the information that you will need to know, from the item code to the product description with all of the key information. Then the price comes on, and whether you join at the beginning or at the end of the offer, everyone pays the final on-screen price. So, when you see an item that you would like to buy, simply pick up the phone and dial our free phone number, and you'll get through to our UK-based call centre. Alternatively, you can join us at www.JewelleryMaker.com and start your jewellery making journey today. Jewellery Maker, the one-stop shop for all your jewellery making needs. Getting started with Jewellery Maker couldn't be easier. When you spend with us £4.95, you will get a free welcome pack. That welcome pack will give you pretty much everything you need to get started. From a manual, which will help you to familiarise yourself with all of the items that you're going to be creating and all of the products that you need, including tools and findings and threads. You'll also get a DVD and step-by-step project cards. These cards and the DVD will give you the chance to be able to create a wonderful arrangement of different items of jewellery. Plus, you'll also get a free 3-pack of tools. These will be everything you need to get started. So, getting started with the Jewellery Maker couldn't be easier. So why not give it a go today? Jewellery Maker, your one-stop shop for all your jewellery making needs.
Getting started with Jewellery Maker couldn't be easier. When you spend $4.95 with us, you'll get a free welcome pack which contains everything you need to get started, including step-by-step project cards and a DVD which will give you the chance to be able to create an arrangement of different items of jewellery. You'll also get a manual which will help to familiarise you with all the items you're going to be creating and all the tools you're going to need to do so. Plus, you'll also get a free pack of tools. These will be everything you need to get started. Getting started with Jewellery Maker couldn't be easier, so why not give it a go today?
Oh hi, I didn't see you there. I'm having a great time recording this Jadeite strand that's coming up on tonight's late show.
At 8:30, under 10.
At 8:30, under 10.
Welcome back. It is lovely to have your company for the late show tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. Beautifully busy on a Wednesday night and lovely to have your company. Also lovely to have Sarah Elvin's company, and we'll be joining Sarah in a matter of moments to go through our first kit and our first demo tonight. Now it is time for Super Duos. And such a no-nonsense deal for you as well. Very less stock, 5 beautiful colours, and I've seen those sort of turquoise tones before, but I've never seen, up until today, these beautiful metallics. 58 bundles. That's it. 58. We almost sold out of 61 of the seed bead bundles. We've got a chance to possibly recap that towards the end of the show for maybe the last 7, and that's it if it doesn't sell out in the next sort of 3 hours. But this is your Super Duos. Now, this is by popular demand, and I'll explain why. Basically, we did a last chance Super Duo bundle last week. Very, very, very limited availability, like practically nothing available at all. Sold out in moments, and then we were inundated with, well, we'll have more of those, please. Okay, we've tried to do what we can for you. They are gorgeous. Can I just get a different screen, Beck, just so I could tell everybody what the colour breakdown is, please, my lovely? Thank you, sweetheart. African turquoise beads. Okay, they are the 2.5. They're all the 2.5, in fact, and they're all the 24 GMs. So, the African turquoise beads. the black and white Vega luster beads, the duet that you get, of course, with the black and white Vega luster beads, the duet with the green, turquoise and ivory full matte Aurora Borealis. Good gracious me. There's a rogue pot there. Okay, so you see one of the pots that's coming, not this one now, but the next blue pot, that blue pot is incorrect in that recording. Sorry guys. This is right. This is right. Okay, so this is correct. This is what you're getting here. So, we've got, let me just go through them again for you because that was a little bit on the confusing side. So we'll start with Super Duo Magic Violet Green Beads. Green beans. They are your Magic Violet Green Beads, okay? That's these ones here, these beautiful purples and greens. They are astounding. So these are the Super Duo Magic Violet Green Beans. You're then getting the Jet Silver Pastel Beads. You're then getting the Super Duo Turquoise Ivory Full Matte Aurora Borealis. I mean, that just keeps on giving, that one does. Then, of course, you've got those, and I've got to say, they are absolutely gorgeous. So you've then got the last two there, the duets of black and white Vega luster beads, and then, of course, you've got the duet with the African turquoise beads. All right, now that is all we've got. We've got 17 left. 17 left, that's it. 5 full tubes of Super Duos. Last of stock, we only had 51. So many of you checking out. And the price, $31.95. $31.95 on your screen. 0800 644 655 is the number that you need to be dialing to make sure that you are checking out and confirming as soon as you can. All last of stock Super Duos, including the Magic Violet Green Beads, which are those. Now, quite frankly, they are gorgeous. Okay, this from D. True or urban myth? The Welsh word for microwave is popty ping. I think myth. It is, okay. Popty ping is... Popty ping, it basically literally translates as the oven that goes ping. Okay, so we fondly refer to the microwave as popty ping, but actually the translation for microwave is macradon. Ooh. Macradon is the actual literal translation for microwave, but we do fondly refer to it as popty ping because that just means, literally translated, the oven that goes ping. There we go. What is hairdryer? Sychwr gwallt. Sychwr gwallt.
Like sauerkraut.
Not like sauerkraut, no. When you do speak Welsh, you do have to have a lot of spit. I'm not going to lie, because there's lots of chs and llts. But it's sychwr, which is dryer, and gwallt, which is hair. Sychwr gwallt. There we go. I'm glad that we're able to... What's jewellery? Gemwaith. Jewellery maker would be... it's difficult because you've got to... No, you haven't stumped me. I'm just deciding whether to use the Welsh word for creator or maker because it's a slightly different connotation in Welsh. Creor would be creator and gwneuwr would be maker. So creor gemwaith. There we go. Keep them coming. Keep it clean. Welsh word for banana, one of the best words. It's not just banana, although we do say that. Ffrwchnedd. It's true. It's true. The actual literal translation is ffrwchnedd for banana, although we do just say banana. What is the name? That was the longest name, but it's not now. There's a longer one indeed. Anyway, nearly sold out on that one. There we go. Got to be done. Kit time. Amser kit. Literally translated. Let's go and see lovely Sarah. That is practically sold out. Please do make sure that you are checking out. Now I'm going to do, in fact, if we go over and see Sarah just for 2 seconds, I will drop the iPad off here. Say hi to Sarah. Sarah, say hi to everyone.
Hello.
I'm looking for the kit. Where is it? What? Oh, there it is. Thanks. Hidden. I've got it. Here we go. I was looking at the 9 o'clock kit there. Right. Let me just move some things around just so that we can have a little bit of housekeeping. Okay. So, my gosh, there is so much jewellery coming up.
One of the pairs of earrings up. There's a pair of earrings down the other end that belongs to this kit.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Thank you, sweetheart. These ones
so
there.
many beautiful
Marvellous.
pearls. I've mixed them all up.
Absolutely gorgeous as well. Now, this is a real celebration, I think. The colours in this kit for our pearls, really quite tremendous. I just can't get, these are
they're gorgeous.
mesmerising.
I know. I didn't want to use them, they're that beautiful. You know, when you get some gemstones and some strands, get them home. I'm sure everyone at home's had this before. You get them, you don't actually want to cut them, you don't want to do anything with them, you just want to just leave them there because they're so beautiful.
They are gorgeous, aren't they? And we've, you know, the clasp I've already shown everyone, but it is quite a special one. Let me just show you the clasp that you're getting here. It is a beaut. It looks like something that you could find in a piece of jewellery that is, you know, set either by Gucci or by Chanel. It's quite a sort of hybrid of the two kind of big looks. So lovely, isn't it?
It is beautiful.
That is a beautiful, beautiful clasp. Absolutely gorgeous, very high end. To make a real feature of that. That's one of the nicest clasps I think that I have seen here at Jewellery Maker, and we've had some beauties.
You've got an option there as well of having 2 strands going into it because it actually has 2 holes in both ends of the clasp. So you can either take your thread through and then return, like a button if you like, to anchor onto there, or you could take 2 strands through there as well and bring those back.
Beautiful. Loving the sparkle on that. So that is part of the kit. Now I'm just going to very, very quickly show you some of the beautiful jewellery before we go through the kit, just so you can see just how much. Now this is quite a real celebration, I think, of working with pearls and macrame. And you can see as well, there are so many pearls that Sarah's actually commissioned 2 gorgeous pairs of earrings there as well. But you can see you've got a multi beautiful strand macrame bracelet here. You can see the clasp, but it's fine finish as well. A single strand and a real kind of level of detail with the macrame as well. Plus then 2 pairs of earrings. I'm going to go through with you what you're getting in this kit. So you're getting your black freshwater cultured potato pearls. They are approximately 8 by 7 millimeters on a 38 centimeter strand. You're then getting those amazing peacock colors as well, and they are a light silver with a beautiful pale sky blue that with a flash of pink and a sort of a little moment of sort of a gleam of gold. They are 7 by 8 mil and they're another 38 centimeter strand. You're then getting the zinc alloy plated clasp with cubic zirconias on there at 20 by 10 millimeters. And the silk thread that you're getting, you've got a 0.7 of a millimeter, dark blue with a needle, 2 meters, and then green with a needle, 2 meters. All of this part of the kit that you've got tonight, and it is natural silk as well, which is so lovely to be able to work with your macrame. It's often that we'll be working with Eslon or Ceylon or KO, so it's really lovely to be able to get, and quite a nice millimeter sort of or gauge, I should say.
Yep. Look, big enough to be able to hold knots beautifully, but fine enough that you get the beautiful detail with that knotting in your macrame. So
nice.
It just gives you a different feel as well. But the knots hold beautifully in the silk as well, so you don't have to worry that those knots are going to spring. Once they're there, they're there.
Fabulous.
They hold beautifully.
Gorgeous stuff. So all of that, including that fantastic clasp. To be honest with you, the clasp with those beautiful peacock colours and the silks, I would be more than happy with. The fact that you're getting those wonderful, almost midnight, inky gorgeous colours of those pearls. If you're looking at $24.95. And I will just ask, you know, bearing in mind, I'm just going to take the bracelet with the clasp off the bust, just to kind of show you. You've got the pearl knotting in between.
Yes.
Really substantial, gorgeous clasp. I mean, what sort of price would we be looking at for something as high-end as this is?
I mean, I don't think I could find anything like that, even in the shops near me that specialise in pearls, because they normally typically have quite what I call elegant yet simple clasps on them, so they don't take away from the pearl so much. But for me, I mean, if I was to see that anywhere near me, I'd expect it to be sort of £200, maybe even more in some of the jewellers near me, because they are at the higher end. Look, sort of catchment area, if you like, being towards into central London. So we were a little bit more higher priced in our jewellery establishments. But if I saw that for £200 at the jewellers, I think it would be there one day and gone the next. It was that sort of price point that it would just go.
Well, I think absolutely, without a doubt. I mean, when I was over in Spain, I put a photograph of pearl strands, maybe even a little bit smaller in size, but just for a pearl strand, €95.
Yeah.
Just for that's not before you've put your time, your effort, your skill, and your creativity into making something. So you know, I can absolutely believe that. Beautiful. But even if you were sort of, you know, at a gallery or something, you know, and this was on for, you know, for £60 or something, that would be a walk out the door, wouldn't it?
I think you'd be snapped up really quickly, especially because of that intricacy of that clasp. I mean, that is a real focal point, and we always, you know, worry when we're wearing bracelets, especially because for a really nice special occasion, that the bracelet will turn around, and unless it's incredibly tightly fitting to your wrist, the natural movement of your wrist will make a bracelet turn around, and the clasp is typically the heaviest point, so that will always sort of work its way around to whichever way your hands happens to be facing at the time. So quite often the clasp will end up on the front of your wrist.
Oh, and this is beautiful to look at, wouldn't it?
You're not going to be moving that bracelet thinking, I don't want that clasp to be on show. That clasp is going to be on show, and you're going to be happy for it to be around there.
Well, it's £24.95 for the entire kit. So many of you there as well. Sarah, when you're ready, we'll let everybody come in and grab the kit while they can. What are you showing us, my lovely?
I'm going to do the triple road
gorgeous.
bracelets.
I shall just take that off so that you've got it to hand as well to show everybody.
And I've made this one last because with the silk, because it's got the needle on, you're always going to be working from the end of your silk furthest away from the needle. So you're always going to push all your beads down to that end of the silk.
Oh, because the needle is physically attached to the silk.
It is.
Okay, can we see that?
Yeah,
that would be
definitely.
amazing. Thanks.
So if I hold this very still for you, there we go. You'll be able to see at the end of that thread there, can you see that it's twisted? The thread's actually twisted into that little wire needle. And the wire needle is actually two pieces of wire that are very, very tightly twisted.
And flexible as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's a really long needle, which makes life really easy because you can thread 5 or 6 pearls on and then push them down the thread.
Oh, fab.
Instead of having to just do one, then stop and then push the beads down. And so you've got that flexibility to be able to load your beads quite quickly.
Okay.
And with pearls, it's quite difficult to take a thread through a pearl, such as an S-lon or anything that's got a twisted thread, because you're always trying to sort of push the thread through the hole, and as you do that, it becomes unravelled. So even if you put glue or whatever on the end to be able to sort of create that needle type effect, this is always going to be the best way of doing it, and it's absolutely perfect.
I've not seen that before. I'm imagining that's a bit of a godsend.
It is. It just means threading, even with pearls with smaller drill holes, it's going to be really easy. And all of the pearls went straight onto this 0.7. Absolutely no problems at all.
Great stuff.
Okay, so what we need to do is a little bit of prep to start off making the triple row bracelet. So I've got the triple row bracelet here, and we need to preload our beads.
Okay.
So what I've done already is I've got one piece of my silk with my beads preloaded, which I cut from the far end of my...
Yes.
I loaded them with the needle, pushed them right down to the far end of my silk, so you always unload your silk off its bobbin.
Yeah, so you need to keep that needle attached to the thread. Yeah.
And then I've attached those to my macrame board.
Okay.
I'm doing 5 beads on each strand, just for demo purposes, but you need to use probably 11 or 13 or 4, you know, depending on how big a piece of braid you want. I loaded all the beads I had left over, all the pearls I had left over, so every single one got used.
Okay.
So there's 5 on there on one strand, and I'm going to finish loading the rest. So I've got the last piece of my silk. So this is actually from my first kit. I haven't opened my other kit, so this is the silk I had left over. I've put a knot on the end, so my beads won't go off the end. And I've got 6 beads on there already because I'm going to load the 2 other strands that I'm going to use at the same time. So I've got 6 beads. I'm just going to load 4 more, and just to show how easy this needle goes through the beads. It goes through so easily. If I just move that, you see I've got the needle through there, no problem at all. And that needle means that you can pull that silk through so easily. Normally, by the time you've got to this point, it will come unravelled, and you're trying to put 3 or 4 different strands that have come unravelled through. But you just go straight through like that, no problem at all. Even though that thread is almost a slightly larger diameter than the drill hole, because you've got the needle, it makes life really easy. And this is the great thing, that you can load 1, 2, I just need another one. I've got an extra bead just in case I dropped one on the floor, which is always the way. And then I can pull all 3 beads through together.
Yeah, easy peasy.
Okay, so now I've preloaded 10 beads onto there, 5 for one strand, 5 for the other.
Okay.
So now, because I'm going to use all of the silk that's left, I can cut my needle off.
Right, okay.
Normally, you would work your beads down, cut away from that needle, and make sure you've kept the needle on, and as much thread attached to the needle as you can.
Okay.
But because this is the last little bit, I can now cut my needle off. And so you just need to think a little bit more when you're using the silk with the needle attached, how you're going to work with it, just so to keep that needle attached. But actually it's not particularly difficult because you threaded everything on, and you just push it away from the needle and cut as much thread as you actually need. So I'm just going to tie another little knot on the opposite end, just a little overhead knot, and it's just to stop those pearls from coming off, because we're going to be knotting with these strands, so we want to make sure that they don't come off the end of the silk. I'm going to push the pearls down to both ends, so I have 5 beads on each end of my silk.
Okay.
So now we're ready to start braiding. So I'm going to bring in my other macrame board, which is this one here, and we can get rid of that. So I've got my 5 beads attached there, and I now need to attach these other 2 strands to this lazy strand.
Okay.
So to do that, I'm just going to take my one end of my pearls underneath, and I'm just going to do a simple square knot to attach the beads. So to do that, you create a loop over one side, bringing the thread over the lazy strand. You then take the opposite strand, take it over the top of the one you just crossed over, and you can see you've got this natural crossing point where the 2 threads cross. You go underneath and into that loop you've just created with the beads attached to the end. So it's a little bit different because you've got beads attached to both strands that you're working to tie your knot. But you're just doing exactly the same, so you just ignore the beads. And then you do the same in reverse. So thread creates a loop over the lazy strand, bring the second thread over the tail of the one you just looped, and through that crossing point and in to the loop.
Okay.
And pull that tight. So that now gives me a beautiful knot. And the reason we use a square knot is you can see that both threads are naturally coming out at 90 degrees from the lazy strand. I could have used a vertical half hitch, but then they would have been in a different alignment. They wouldn't be perfectly at 90 degrees. One would be higher and one would be lower. Yeah. So I'm going to bring up one of the beads on my lazy strand, and I'm going to bring up, I always do this left and then right. Okay. So it's just my personal way of doing it. If you find it easier, you can do it right then left. It won't make any difference, but you always do the same pattern.
Yes, you have to alternate.
So left and right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to create half a half hitch. It's not a full half hitch, so I'm just creating a loop to the outside of that lazy strand, and I'm going to take the thread over the lazy strand, and I'm going to go back under the lazy strand and into the loop I created. Right. So I'm just going to do that a bit slower so you can see. So I've created the loop. I'm going to bring that bead a bit closer. You don't need to have it right up against there. We can actually pull that tension in a second. Okay. So I've created the loop. I've gone over the lazy strand. I'm going to take the beads underneath the lazy strand and into the loop. Yep. And that creates a little knot around that lazy strand. Now the first 2 of these you do is the hardest because we want the beads to sit in a line to create this line at the top here. So we just need to sort of work our tension to be able to create that line of beads. So I'm going to pull that up, and you can see that I'm just using my nail to hold that, and then the bead is now perfectly next to the other one. I'm going to do the same with the opposite side. So I'm going to push my bead down the silk. Not got it right up against the top yet. I'm going to create the loop to the outside. I'm going to go underneath the thread and into the loop we just created with the beads attached. And now I can push that bead up and pull the knot tight. And there we go, we've got our 2 beads sitting in position next to each other. So to sort of almost lock that knot in place, I'm going to push the next bead up.
Okay.
And we do the same again.
Fab.
So we're going to do the left-hand side first.
While everybody's focusing on just what you're doing, just listen to the sound of my voice. Because we just focus on what Sarah's doing, but if you could just kind of open your ears, that would be marvellous. I'm sure that's a Harry Potter reference that I just done then. But what I would say to you is please do check out of your basket. So many of you not yet checked out, and you are missing out. There's loads of you that have checked out. Thank you so, so much. Lots of multi-buying going on with this kit as well, which I'm not surprised. Please do make sure that you are checking out and confirming.
There we go. So I've done...
Yep, 3 rows.
3 rows. Doing exactly.
Actually comes together quite quickly, doesn't it?
For something that's quite a wide band, it is quite quick because you're only doing that little half a knot. So you're not having to take your... If you were doing square knots, for every knot you do, you're sort of doing 2 halves, if you like. Whereas this one, for every knot I'm doing, I'm only literally doing half a knot.
Yeah. Now you're using, I know you're using your own mini macrame board.
My
we
very
do have,
old one.
Yeah, but we do have the mini macrame board available for you if you need one, or indeed if you're putting a little jewellery maker hamper together for somebody close to you who's a big fan of the jewellery making. The macrame board, the mini one on your screen, 26.5 by 18.5, exactly the same size as the one that you're working with, but just this one's white.
Yes. And very much,
and brand new.
I was going to say very much newer than mine.
Because it's well loved.
It's a very good
well
workhorse.
Loved, absolutely. It's a bit of an essential piece of kit if you're working with your macrame. It's there for you on your screen. 0800 644 655 $6.95. $6.95 on your screen for the mini macrame board. Keep that on the screen for you to check out on. Right, my lovely.
Okay, so you can either do a whole bracelet or you could do little sections if you wanted to, and then just have maybe some pearls just sitting on the lazy strand. But to finish off, so I've done my last pearls in that section. I've just done the knots underneath as we did for the whole of that section. So
there's no pearl to slide up.
There's no pearl to slide up. So I've just done half a square knot and pull that tight, and then I'm just going to do the opposite half of the square knot. Of course, we've got no beads on there anymore, and that locks all my work into position as if that was a pearl, because I can actually slide that up, that knot on that lazy strand, so I can create that tension with the square knot. That's my little section done. All I did to finish this off was I actually used a ribbon cord, a ribbon clasp. If I'd have had more silk, or if you wanted to use something like an S-lawn, I could have created a Solomon's bar type clasp with sliding clasps. But because I wanted to make as many designs as I could with the silk I had, I decided just to use the ribbon cord endings.
If you weren't making as many pieces of jewellery as that you've given us the example of, there would be plenty of silk to be able to do the Solomon's bar.
So basically a Solomon's bar is where you take, I can quickly show you.
Please, that'd be great.
So I'm just going to push my work down, and that's a great thing about using all square knots on the lazy strand is you can actually push your work up and down that lazy strand. So I wasn't quite in the centre, so I've just pulled that thread through, so I'm now in the centre. What I do with my macrame board is I turn it over, and on the corner I put my piece of jewellery across the corner of the board on one side. So if this is a long bracelet, it would give me a little bit more working room. And then what I do is turn my board over, like so, and then I can use the slots to hold both of the tails of my thread.
Now I'm watching this avidly because I am desperate to learn. I've got an S-lawn cord and a tiny little heart charm that is waiting
for one of these.
So I am watching now.
Okay, so I'm just
I shall make sure that I make a note of the time and the place on YouTube.
I'm just going to do this quickly. I wouldn't do it with my scissors at home. I would open the packet, but there we go. Because that's not worked. They're so well packed. And this is a great way to be able to show you actually. The needle
Okay, this is a good point.
is actually hidden underneath the thread at the back here. Can you just see the needle there? You'll see on the opposite side, you can see the needle is coming from the thread. And then if I turn it over,
They've bent it away.
it's just coming underneath the thread here. So just take something like your round nose pliers, I'll pull that needle out, and then all I do is I actually bend the cardboard rather than trying to pull the needle out to create a larger gap. So that's not putting any tension on the needle. And same on the opposite side. And then I turn the opposite way, because you know you've got those little gaps, and I can just unwind my silk.
Okay.
So I'll just do this as quickly as I can, because I need some silk to do my Solomon bar. Okay. But you can see how quickly it comes off the card. It's not, but I do it very...
Of course, because you're working in reverse because the
all
needles...
of it off the card.
Yes. Okay, okay.
So I don't want to work
with the needle end.
at the needle end.
No.
I don't want to cut that, so take that way away.
Yes, yeah.
Put it away from you so you're not going to touch that. I'm just going to take a little length, probably about 10 inches. If I was doing quite a length of Solomon's bar, the longer you need the thread.
Yes.
But I'm just going to take a small length because I don't need much, just a demo. And then I would put that away so I don't pick up the wrong one, don't use the wrong one. Now, what you can do at home, if you find it easier, is to just put something underneath there just to lift those threads a little bit. So if I put my scissors under there, let's see if they're big enough. I'll just put my scissors under there just to create a lift place to work under.
Yeah.
And that just means that you're literally can get your thread to go straight under there. So now I can take my silk underneath.
Right, now I'm watching.
Now you're watching.
Okay, I'm watching.
So I've got the two threads,
Yes.
which are either end of that lazy strand going in opposite directions. So one's going north-south and one's going south-north.
Yeah.
And that's really important so you can pull your bracelet. You can also do a different type of Solomon's bar where you have them both running in the same direction. It's almost, you get like Tibetan prayer beads that have this sort of clasp on it. And they have both the threads running down, and you actually pull them, the Solomon's bar down, and it opens a slightly different way. Instead of having them running across each other, they're both running down.
Okay.
So it just depends how you do this on your course. So you get two for the price of one, the clasp with this one. So you're just going to start creating a bar, and it's funny it's called Solomon's bar because it basically is a row of square knots.
Okay.
Now I'm just going to pull this piece of silk through my fingers a couple of times because it's just come off the card.
It's a little bit kinky.
It's a little bit wayward. And if you have, some beeswax that you use typically for conditioning any of your threads that you use with your seed bead work, you can also use a little bit of beeswax, and that will just help to
unwind it.
Yeah, just make it relax a little bit from being on the card, or you can just leave it a little while. Also, if you put it somewhere that's maybe a little bit of steam, that can help as well. If it's very wayward. So I'm going to create the first knot, which is a left-hand side of the square knot. I'm just going to do then a right-hand square knot, so on the same on the right, and then go underneath.
Underneath both the lazy and...
Yep, so I'm going under both lazies, so there's two lazies there, go underneath both of them and into the loop we created.
Okay.
So it's quite a small piece of thread I'm working with here, so I'm creating quite a small little loop.
Yeah.
And if you find it difficult to get your thread to go under, what you can do is just take your round nose pliers and actually push it into the loop, into the gap. There you go. So push that through and pull that through. So you can see now I've got a bar that's growing of those knots that's square on both sides. And that's all a Solomon's bar is a sequence of these square knots.
So obviously the top section of it is intact. There's no sort of possible fraying there. So once we get to the end of those, that's...
Yeah, so what I would use on there is let me just get it out of its little bag, is my hyper cement with the fine nozzle. So if you've got this in your kit, then it could be this one, or it could be the fabric one, because we're using silk. It's almost like we're using a fabric.
Okay.
We're using a silk cord, so you can use that, and I would put a little tiny bit on both sides, so turn this knot over, on both places that the thread exits the last knot, just to lock that in position. Leave it for a while. Now the next thing you need to do...
Can I ask another question?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no.
Everybody's like... Why can't you use a bead zapper, thread zapper on that?
Right, okay, because it's a natural fabric, a natural material, silk is a natural material, it doesn't have any man-made fibre in that will melt with heat.
Thank you.
So,
okay.
You can tidy up any little frayed ends with the thread zapper. If you've got anything that's sort of coming out of a clasp or anything like that, you can, and it will burn, but it won't melt.
But it won't seal.
It won't melt and it won't seal to itself. So if you're using things like cotton-based cords, again, they won't do that magic that happens with a thread zapper, so you have to use a gluing method, which is absolutely fine. And once you've glued it and you've left it to set, that's as good as thread zapping as well. So it's, you know, you've given it that bond.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so what we need to do now as a bracelet, is to take this off my macrame mat. So I can get this off. This is the hardest bit because
you've pulled it quite taut.
I pulled it quite taut when I put it on there. But it's okay because we've got a sliding knot on here, so it will come off. There we go. This is the bit where, when I first started making these bracelets, I got them either too big, and the pulling mechanism, the sections that you normally would add a bead onto and decorate, that you would pull the bracelet tight, would be sort of 6 inches long and too long underneath under my wrist. Either that or I made the bracelet too small and I couldn't get it over my wrist.
Okay.
So it's what I call a sizing process.
Okay. This is interesting because I need to make sure that I'm doing this right.
Okay, so if you ignore any blue threads you can see here, because they're my knotting threads and I haven't glued my bar. So what you would need to do is you would need to pull both of the lazy strands that are running through the Solomon's bar until that would be big enough for you to get that over your wrist.
Okay.
Now, it's not going to be big enough for me to do that because I've made
Well,
it
we're
quite
going to use
small.
a small amount of thread,
When that happens, that's where you want to put your beads on either end of those lazy strands, the tails that are left, and then knot those off. And then you know you're always going to be able to get your hand into the bracelet. It's always going to be big enough to go over your wrist. And then when you pull these two ends that would have beads on, that's going to give you the tightening mechanism to create the bracelet to be smaller for you. And they're not going to be over long once you've tightened it to your wrist. They're just going to be the right length. But you'll always have a bracelet that you know you can get over your wrist. And it's just that one little second of doing that will always make sure that the bracelets are perfect. If you're making these to sell, if you've got a mandrel for creating bracelets on, I would always make them to something like an 8-inch wrist. So you can actually size those over a mandrel to create those to the right size. But if you're making them for children, again, make them smaller. I've made them sort of 6-inch diameter to go over a smaller wrist, and that's perfect. They don't have great long lengths of cords that might get caught on something.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
That's okay.
Absolutely fab, fab, fab. Now we're looking forward to the second kit that we've got with Sarah that has got some really quite substantial size pearls, enormous. I've not actually seen pearls that size here at Jewellery Maker before. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you going through those little bits for me as well, because I know that where I need to head now next week when I'm doing the bracelet on YouTube. So thank you, my lovely. We will be back with Sarah for kit number 2 in just over an hour's time. However, she's here with us all evening as well, and we've got so much coming away. Now, speaking of an hour's time, we have our Jadeite. Now, we've got a beautiful strand of 6mm Jadeite rounds, and they are gorgeous. Now, have a look at these. Jadeite plain rounds, gorgeous. The colour is all natural. No enhancement whatsoever. The colour is beautifully, beautifully soft sage. And Ben, particularly, has a little bit of a penchant for this strand. Let's.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. I'm having a great time recording this Jadeite strand that's coming up on tonight's late show.
At 8:30, under 10.
At 8:30, under 10.
Yeah, it is a gorgeous colour strand as well. It really, really is. Some fabulous natural sage green colour coming your way. 8:30 tonight, but just over an hour's time. Okay, big lapis lazuli rondelles, probably some of the largest that we've seen. Now they're plain rondelles, they're not faceted. You've got a continuation of colour where they haven't been graduated on this strand. Look at the boldness and that brave colour that is coming through. It's such a lovely strong colour, isn't it? Proper regal, majestic and beautiful blues. Very bold saturation, really lovely bold colour. And the size of them really substantial. It's very unusual that we get a kind of size of lapis lazuli like this. We had a strand very, very similar in Tiger's Eye recently. Very, very popular. This, I have to say, is probably going to be even more popular because of the saturation, the tone, the depth, and the vividness and the size. They are beautifully large. They're a 12 by 10 mil. They've got a drill hole going directly through the centre. And really something to write home about. They are not for the shy and retiring piece of jewellery. It's a really head-turning size. Now, all those gorgeous gemstones, with approximately 38 on the strand, for under £10. £7.95, £6.95, even better. Every little helps, as they say. 0800 644 655. The number that you need to be dialing if you want to get a hold of these. Of course, free phone number from UK landlines and some mobiles. You can also join us at JewelleryMaker.com. And of course, you can join us online and via the app. Well, lapis lazuli is lapis lazuli in Welsh, in any language. Read the phone number in Welsh. Dim wyth dim dim chwech pedwar 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 chwech pump pump. I'm getting all chatted the gut in the oh my God, do that again. The text number chwech dim saith saith saith. Chwech dim saith saith saith. 60777. That's the text number. If you'd like me to say anything else in Welsh, send your message in. How do you say pineapple pizza? Oh, you'll like this. The Welsh for pineapple is pinafal. Pinafal. Pizza is pizza. Yeah. Yeah. Pizza pinafal. A tomato. Oh, keep it clean now, team. Come on now, come on now. We can indeed. Index saith. Gold-plated head pins. This could go on. This really could. We've got some really lovely featherweight head pins. Look at these. Now, we've talked about essential pieces of stash kit, haven't we? And your featherweights, they, without a doubt, featherweight head pins, doesn't matter what colour they're coming in. No, definitely. We've got to have them, haven't we?
You have, especially for, you know, if you're using the smaller gauges of your pearls. Some pearls have a daintier drill hole through them, just depending on where they've been finished and strung. Depends on sometimes the daintier drill holes through them. But also some of your, you know, higher end gemstones will have that daintier drill hole running through them. Or you may just be looking for that finer gauge look when you're finished piece of jewellery. Or maybe you wanted to make your own rosary links with these instead of having to buy a long length of sterling silver plated wire.
Well, absolutely.
So, you know.
I'm thinking of when we first started at Jewellery Maker, because you've been with us a long time now,
Really
you
since
know.
day one,
yeah,
yes,
exactly.
yes.
So we're talking, you know, you and I were, you know, we were looking at the pre-records of Jewellery Maker. You and I, 7 years ago, we've seen a lot of different pearls over the years, haven't we? And when you and I first started 7 years ago, our pearls that it was a very standard drill hole that was going through the pearls, and there would be occasions where reaming the pearl would have to take place.
Definitely.
Which I can't bear. I don't like the texture, I don't like the feel. It goes right, it's like scraping your nails down a board for me, or, you know, it's one of those. Yeah. We're very lucky now that we have got different size drill holes going through our pearls. Yes. But these really, for smaller pearls, for rice pearls,
Definitely.
these would be a godsend, wouldn't they?
They are, and something like your keshi pearls as well, where you've got that smaller surface area for them to drill through, so they don't want to be taking any risks of causing any damage to that pearl. So this is perfect because it gives us all the findings, all the different types of threading material options that we need with our precious metals.
Definitely, and you know, it's not a brassy gold. It's a really lovely mellifluous gold, isn't it? $11.95 for all of those. It is $11.95 for 100 gold-plated, 18-karat gold-plated sterling silver featherweight head pins. Another one for the stash without a shadow of a doubt. Please do make sure that you are checking out and confirming. A message from Kaz. Evening, Rain team. Any chance you'll have the large macrame on? Check that out, Kaz. Heck yes. We've got it there. This is the large macrame board for you. We had the small one for you during the demo with Sarah. The details for that will be on the website for you if you want to grab hold of those. I'm just going to pop those featherweight head pins back in their little pot. Here is the large one. So we've got the large macrame board. Now you saw the larger one was underneath Sarah's work area with the smaller board. It's kind of what our guest designers use basically as the cushion between their work and our desk. Sorry, I am here. Hi. Just in case you were wondering, where did she go? It was like a game of peekaboo going on right there. Peekaboo is what. What? It is. Get your kids involved. Honestly, if the kids won't go to bed, put them in front of the television right now. Peekaboo. Honestly, see. That's it now. You could just, that was my nostril hair. Don't look at that. You don't need to see that. Kids love it. Kids love a game of peekaboo. Macrame board doubles up as a screen for peekaboo. You can't see me. One of those. Anyway, only here at Jewellery Maker. 39 by 29 centimetres for the large macrame board. I do hope you are going to grab this. It's not often that we see the largest size macrame board. $9.95. As essential as the smaller size.
Definitely. If you're working on, say, a project where you might be setting a cabochon with lots and lots of threads radiating from it, you're going to need that space to be able to work on your board. You may be working on a necklace length piece of jewellery. You need a longer length board to be able to do that. I always have my macrame board on top of my dining table as a little bit of protection, but also it just means that, you know, if I put my pliers down, it's just protecting everything. It protects my pliers. I know where they are. They're always on my macrame board. They're great for if you need to pin anything in to dry onto a surface. I've used mine before. I've actually covered mine in plastic and actually glued things on top of it and actually used it as something I can pin into as well. So endless
you kind of need a little bit more than one of these then.
You do, because I always have lots of different projects on the go, but I also teach, so I have lots of them for teaching purposes, but my children use them as well for making, when they're making their paracord bracelets, they use them as well, and they pin the paracord actually onto the board itself.
I'm so sorry,
no,
Sarah.
that's all right.
We're so childish. That was really rude of me as well. But it's because it was close up on the macrame board. I just had to take.
I would have taken the opportunity as well.
I'm so sorry. Just had to have that moment. Sorry, Sarah. That was really rude of me. I do apologise, my darling.
Okay.
Very, very, very important that you get just double them. Basically, is what we're saying for $9.95. We've got a message from Dean Cornwall. I'm always in awe of people who are fluent in different languages. So impressed. Right in your head, do you think in Welsh or alternate? I tend to speak, when I'm home, I think in Welsh. And I tend to dream in Welsh, but when I'm not at home, I tend to dream in English. I also tend to swear a lot in Welsh in my dreams, which is very odd because I don't really swear in Welsh at all. But in my dreams, it's Urfin and Jerfin with the best of them in Welsh. But yeah, no, it is. Obviously that is my first language, but yeah, it's nice to be able to alternate. And Welsh is one of those languages as well where we throw in a lot of English anyway. So, you know, we do that a lot. But, yeah, no, it's, thanks, dear. That was a nice message. Thank you, my lovely. Let's delve into... Now, I was impressed with this, and I really wanted this as a star buy, but unfortunately, can you remind me how many of these that we have, please, Beck? Because it's not a lot, is it? 18. It is the first ever in the history of Jewellery Maker, in the 7 years that I've been back and forth with you here at Jewellery Maker, it's the first ever chrome diopside cabochon I've ever seen.
Awesome.
I can't believe it. It's so exciting.
I've never seen one.
So exciting. Yeah. So I have handled a lot of chrome diopside and finished pieces of jewellery as well with chrome diopside in my sort of experience and my professional experience with jewellery. I have never held a chrome diopside cabochon before in over 11 years. It is an absolute joy. Now, I would love to have had this as a star buy, but I have less than 20 available. Please check it out. I was floored by the price. Absolutely floored by the price. And this is why. $17.95. Wow. Now, I know that you're seeing silks and jardins, and I know that you're seeing the crystal makeup of this beautiful gemstone, but my goodness me, the colour is, it's like holding a piece of kryptonite. It's gorgeous.
It is. It's an amazing colour, and I was nowhere near expecting that price.
Neither was I.
I mean, for such a sizable piece as well.
12 carats, 19 by 40 mil, and depth to it as well.
Yeah,
look at that,
definitely. I mean, if you're a wire wrapper, you know, you're going to be able to cage this beautifully with your freeform Viking knit, for instance, around there and create a beautiful setting for it. But I can see this equally working as well. Maybe you want to set this with some of our Shibori silks as well.
Yeah.
Or some of the soutache work that we saw.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm just going to put my finger behind it to block the light from behind. The reason I wanted to do that, because of that dome shape, can you see how the glow of that green is catching the different moments of the crystal inside the cabochon? The light is bouncing off those inclusions. So even if you were to, you know, to attach this to the shibori, to the soutache, if you were to seed embroider around this, you're still getting all that amazing amount of green colour.
That's it. So, you know, you don't have to worry about having a light window at the back.
No,
whereas with some cabochons, you would need to think
would.
about having that light possibly be able to come through the back of the gemstone. So for me, that is, you know, you could even use this with, my mind's gone blank, the medium we set the crystals in. There we go.
There we go.
It's there somewhere.
Cerulean, yeah, yes. Absolutely. There's hardly any left. Please do make sure you're checking out and confirming as soon as you can. Well done. I can't quite believe that I've been able to hold that. That's amazing. Next is, oh my gosh, there's so much. You've not even had a chance to see all of this, but it is totally and utterly divine. Now, it just keeps on going. Look at this. Good gracious me. Right. Everything here. All the full-size tubes, all the delicas, all the size 15s, everything, one price, limited availability. Up next. The value. I think I might have to put that as my profile photo on Facebook. So this is quite an exciting bundle. I think that you will agree. It's like looking at a candy shop for a start. Have we done a bigger size bundle as this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, we have. We have done a bundle of 20. 15 tubes of last of stock sea beads, which I know that you absolutely adore. What's lovely is we've got size 6s in here, size 8s and 11s, 15s, and some fabulous size delicas as well. Now, I think I've got a size 8 Delica. My goodness me, I've not seen one of those. That's like gold dust. Good gracious. A size 8 Delica, a size 11 Delica, I believe, as well, and some size 15s. Again, fabulous amount of colour.
Yes.
But could definitely be all separated up as well. You've got some Christmas colours going through here with those beautiful greens and those strong, gorgeous sort of cranberry colours. Beck, how many do we have of this bundle, my lovely? Okay, 28, that's it. Now, the reason I wanted to ask that is probably by the end of actually reading out the description of colour, those 28 will probably have sold out, but I'm going to go for it anyway. So, we've got a size 15 round sparkle rose-lined crystal. We've got a size 6 cobalt luster. We've got a beautiful cobalt-lined sapphire in a size 8. We've got a delicate opaque pale rose salon in an 11. A Delica in raspberry luster in a size 11, a Delica sparkle orchid-lined aqua in a size 8, a Duracoat silver-lined hot pink seed bead in a size 8, a dyed dark sky blue silver-lined alabaster seed in a size 8. Oh my goodness, we've got a lined pale lilac Aurora borealis seed bead in a size 15, matte transparent light blue in a size 15, round sparkle rose in a size 15, ruby gold luster in a size 11, semi-matte silver-lined crystal in a size 11, and silver-lined sapphire in a size 8, topaz gold luster in a 6, and transparent teal in a size 11. Wow. One more time with feeling. In Welsh. No. They are an incredible array of colour, proper Technicolor dream. You've got these beautiful, I've got to say, these gorgeous cranberry colours and these beautiful teals ready for Christmas to go with their gorgeous golds, bright lined pinks, mesmerising colours, sizes, and very lots of stock. So literally enough for us to create 32 bundles, half of which nearly out of the door. 0800 644 655. Anila, Collectors Anonymous in London, Maureen, Kay, Wendy, Joan, Kimmy, Vera, Brian, Andrea, Kate, collects in Gloucestershire. Now, under £4 per tube, under £4 guaranteed per tube. Under £4, 15 tubes for under £4 each. Really amazing value, and a chance to explore some beautiful different finishes on those gorgeous seed beads as well. There are some stunning Aurora Borealis silver lined going on here. There's some beautiful sheen and some amazing depth of colour coming through all those. And just think about the fun that you're going to have, you know, trialling and erroring with all these gorgeous colours and experimenting with different sizes. Maybe you've never sort of had a chance to see bead with size 6s before. It's not often we see size 6s in a bundle or in a kit, for example. So when you're getting all of these, plus the Delicas, to see Delicas that you're getting there, the larger size Delicas, which are in the size 8, that is really nice. I don't think I've ever had the chance to bring you even a kit with the size 8 Delica. They've even been 11s or 10s. So really, really lovely to be able to get a hold of those. 10 final beautiful bundles left. Catherine, collector in Bristol, Karen and collector in Hertfordshire, Wendy, anonymous collector, Elisa and Carolyn and collector in Somerset, all needing to check out with literally 7 left. Very, very, very last of stock on all of those. Grab them while you can. I think that's amazing value for money, isn't it?
It is, and it's a really great way to be able to start working with lots of different sizes of beads, to be able to experiment on the patterns.
Yes.
Because when you throw a different size bead in there, you might have a go-to pattern that you like working with, and then you have to sort of almost think how you're going to space everything out, because if you're using a size 6, of course it's got a lot larger surface area around it to bead around, whereas if you were using an 11 or an 8 there, it would be a lesser distance. So it just changes your patterns, but actually it's quite easy to work out, because if you for instance doing some sort of like a peyote stitch around there, and you maybe use 3 size 11s to
Yes.
go around a size 8, you might use 3 size 8s to go around a size 6.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yes,
So
yeah.
You can trial and error them a little
Yeah.
bit like that. So it's not as daunting as you might think,
No.
but it really does change the look of that pattern. If it's a sort of go-to pattern that you like using, it'll change that for you by just having those different sizes in there. Or if you're using a delica in place of a rounded seed bead, because it's got those beautiful straight edges, it really does change the look.
It does give a different look, doesn't it? We've got 7 left. Oh no, 4, down to 4 left. I do apologise, down to 4 left and 12 in baskets. Huge good luck. If you were lucky enough to get that bundle, well done indeed. I just think that the colours that you're going to get and be able to work with. Now obviously there are colour palettes here that work so beautifully together within this colour palette. Of course there are, but there are also standalone colours here. There really, really are. And all those, I love the fact that we've got the delicas and the size 15s. I really, really do. The delicas, and I think when I've seen our guest designers working with delicas, the way that the delica flows and gives you that lovely sort of straight edge on a piece, it's really quite that lovely when you can, and I know that you're seeing that kind of the thread bridge at the top, that just gives such a lovely almost lattice effect, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, if you're making a peyote piece, for instance, out of the delicas, when you make a bracelet, for instance, or maybe even a pendant, if you're making a design, it almost creates like a fabric that
absolutely
flows.
Fluidity, it's lovely.
And you wouldn't imagine you could get that from something as hard and unforgiving, if you like, as a bead. But actually, because they're sewn together in such a way that they articulate beautifully.
Gorgeous. Fab, fab, fab. Listen, that's about to sell out. I've got so many of you there and very, very little left. Please do make sure that you're checking out your baskets. We've got some amazing deals coming up, but you're half hour away from your Burmese Jadeite that we're so excited about being able to bring you. Please do make sure you're staying tuned to that because it's coming up for you just about half an hour's time.
Owning a strand of genuine gemstones is always exciting, but being able to use it in your handcrafted jewellery, then passing it on to its new owner with proof of its authenticity is even more incredible. Why not add one of our printed authenticity cards to your order and share that same feeling with your customers? You can also access online authenticity certificates for items you have previously ordered by looking at your order history on your account details. The certificate gives you valuable information about your purchase and is your guarantee of quality and peace of mind from Jewellery Maker.
Our brand new Get Started with Jewellery Maker page has been created to provide help and guidance for jewellery making newbies. If you need design suggestions, hints and tips, or help with perfecting your jewellery designs, we're here to help. Head over to facebook.com/getstartedwithjm where our talented in-house designers are happy to answer your jewellery making questions, offer inspiration and get you started in your jewellery making journey. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, make sure you tune in to Jewellery Maker Panto Weekend. Coming up on Sunday is Sleeping Beauty theme starring the wonderful Kleshner. At 9 AM we have a Sleeping Beauty choker fit for a princess. Then at 12 we have a Maleficent style CB kit. Now what's that I hear? Is it Snow White?
Yes, it's me, Snow White, and I'll be joined by Jan Dwyer. In the 2 PM hour, we have a Snow White inspired jewellery kit, including an apple charm bracelet. And then at 4 PM, we have the 7 Dwarf kit, which, yes, you guessed it, includes 7 gemstones. Now, over to the Beast to tell you all about the Late Show. Oh, Beast! Where are you?
He's behind you.
Wah!
Yes, join Zena and Claire McDonald for a Beauty and the Beast themed show.
At 7 p.m, Claire has designed a wirework rose, and then at 9 p.m, she has a wirework Mrs. Potts and Chip. So make sure you tune in this weekend for the Jewellery Maker Christmas Panto.
Oh hi, I didn't see you there. I'm having a great time recording this Jadeite strand that's coming up on tonight's late show.
At 8:30, under 10.
At 8:30, under 10.
I'm still giggling at the Panto advert. I just watched that for the first time. And were the voices slightly out? Oh, was that just me?
I'm not sure.
Were all the voices? Is it supposed to be like Bruce Lee? Bruce Lee dubbing?
They re-recorded Lara and Scott's bits.
Oh, Swarovski charm. It is coming up for you in 10 minutes time. I'm giving you a bit of a heads up on it, and I'm very excited to be able to bring that. I cannot get over how many beautiful Swarovskis are encrusting that charm. It's a genuine Swarovski charm coming away in 10 minutes time. Lots to squeeze in though before then. So let's get through some beautiful genuine gemstones for you, and let's bring you, okay, some aquamarine tumbles. Lovely sizes actually, really generous sizes. Gosh, there's some gorgeous alternating tones of blue on this gorgeous strand as well. There's some almost Santa Maria-esque colour coming through with some paler aqueous tones. 170 carats of aquamarine tumbles. Is that small? Nah, that's medium, definitely. Medium sizes coming through there. 9x7 to 15x11 on a 38cm strand. Now they are all unenhanced natural aquamarines. Every single one of them. All of those tumbles, they have got a top drill, a double top drill, rather than a centre drill. So you're going to be able to make quite a bit with that. Now I'm just going to drape that over the back of my hand so you can see some really lovely colours. And I'm really focusing at this moment in time on that one there. Some lovely colours coming through. Powder blues, soft duck egg blues, really soft pastels, but nevertheless a really gorgeous natural unenhanced strand. 0800 644 655 for £4.95. Now I think that that's a phenomenal price to start working with aquamarine tumbles, don't you?
Definitely, really amazing price.
Isn't it? Under a £5 for natural enhanced aquamarine. And really quite some substantial sizes there.
There are, and you can do something so simple, you know, maybe make a memory wire bracelet, or
yeah,
even a stretchy bracelet from those. Very simple to get started with.
Yeah.
They're big enough to have that beautiful impact of colour, but also that you're not, you know, if you're new to jewellery making, that you're not, you know, starting with something that's a little bit smaller and maybe it takes a long time to thread, for instance, those smaller beads. So you've got a quick piece of jewellery that's going to give you a real impact. You know, if you're an experienced jewellery maker, you know, I'm sure you've got loads of ideas on how to use these in your designs, but I think it's a great place to get aquamarine into your stash and to start using it. An amazing price. And
such an amazing price for such big sizes. You know, these are the sorts of prices that we're used to seeing for maybe 2 or 3 mil size rounds. Yes. And I know that we get that uniformity of size, which is, you know, which is quite appealing, but when you're getting big sizes like this for under £5, it's a little bit of a cheeky treat, really, isn't it?
It is. It's a beautiful colour tone running
through
there as well.
Aren't they?
Yeah, definitely.
Really beautiful palettes of blue coming through here. For under £5, you can get hold of an entire strand of genuine aquamarine, and they are a beautiful soft palette. £4.95 on your screen. Please make sure you're holding those lines there. Well done to those of you who've got hold of them. And we're going to nip into some frosted pinks and lilacs. Now, again, a really different way of working. These, for me, I'd like to think that you're using these in the same way that you use your top drilled Biwa pearls, kind of in tassels, because they are a gorgeous drop. You've got a frosted pink and a frosted lilac coming through these gorgeous stones, and you've got to see the iridescence with your own eyes. Kunzite, 330 carats, 10 by 6, 23 by 8 millimeters, 38 centimeters. They are such a lovely, soft, gentle tone. You're seeing some of the colourless ice kunzite as well coming through. Now that's the colourless spodumene. And then, of course, you know that you're getting the beautiful pink version of it and the lilac version of it that was named by George Frederick Kunz after him, of course, which was one of the most notorious gemstone hunters for Tiffany back in the 1800s. And he must have been, you know, if you think about modern day, could you name the chief gem hunter and gemologist for Tiffany right now without Googling it, without searching for it? Could you? 0800 644 655. Do make sure you check it out and confirming as soon as you can, because we're at $5.95 for that. Don't get me wrong, I love that we can do a cheese. No. See, I've got cheese on the brain now after pineapple and cheese and pizza. What? And the Panto VT. You cannot have Panto without a little bit of cheese. You cannot. What I would say, in fact, with a lot of cheese and some Parmesan sprinkled on top for extra. But what I will say is that if you are thinking about the fact that we bring you a tube of man-made seed beads for under £10, isn't it amazing that we can bring you, to this day, a strand of rare, genuine, unenhanced, natural Mother Nature gemstones for also under £10? Absolutely fantastic opportunity. Please do make sure that you are checking out and confirming. Now we've got an on and gone opportunity coming your way next. On and gone. Now I mentioned your tiger's eye a little bit earlier when we bought you your lapis lazuli, just because these sizes of tiger's eye have literally been on your screen and sold out. I've got the last 9 strands. 9, that's it. Huge, huge size, gorgeous, bold 12mm plain rounds, huge surface area, absolutely massive surface area for you, 381 carats on your screen. Last of stock. When the price kicks in, it's one of those on-gone moments. For the last 9 strands, it will sell out tonight for you. Do make sure you're checking out and confirming. $9.95. 0800 644 655, all the way down to $5.95 on your screen. $5.95. Do make sure that you're checking out and confirming. We're under £3 the entire days. Shipping and handling, and of course a 30-day money-back guarantee for you, no matter what you are buying. Please do make sure that you are checking out and confirming as much as you possibly can. Last 9 strands, I've got 3 left. Go, 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 go if you want to grab hold of these. So many of you there. Good luck. I've got to move on. I'm so sorry. That will sell out. Okay. Staying with... Now this is a winter wonderland waiting to happen. Now we've got the Swarovski bees. Now I'm just going... Now let me bring you this. That's lovely, isn't it? 30 by 20 millimeters. Swarovski large drop white opal. 1 in the pack. It's got the metallic reverse, so none of the light in this will just disappear or sort of leak out of the reverse of the stone. And that, look at those. That is beautiful, isn't it? 30 by 20 mil. Now, If you were creating, you know, something very, very special for a wedding day, there is a centerpiece there on maybe a beautiful sash or a belt or something waiting to happen, isn't there?
Definitely.
But also it has got that kind of winter wonderland ice queen effect to it as well.
Definitely, I can see this working beautifully as a focal point in a cerulean bracelets, you know, maybe on a metal base to make a bangle and have some beautiful small crystals around it. Again, with our beautiful shibori ribbon, we've got some beautiful natural, sort of almost bridal colours in the cerulean. Not cerulean, in the shibori. And working with some of our seed beads as well, we've got the sort of pearlized colours coming through. That we've got. And also we do some size 6 ones in Baroque pearl style.
Yes.
They would work beautifully with this if you wanted to maybe make yourself that focal point, maybe for you know, for your gown, if you wanted to make yourself that beautiful sort of impact piece that maybe you're going to have as a belt that you can put on top of your dress.
Definitely. I mean, I think that when you're working with something like this, I think that it is a focal point piece, isn't it?
Definitely. That's going to be, if you're designing, that's where you're going to start your design from there and work
surrounding
on out.
it. Definitely. 0800 644 655 695 for that beautiful Swarovski. And it is really gorgeous. Sensational bright whites. We've got multi-buying going on as well, which is fabulous to see. Please do make sure that you are checking out and confirming as soon as you can on this. Hold those lines. Now, our next piece, excuse me, our next piece, I should say. Didn't sound like I said that, but I did. Brilliant frog in the throat moment. Fantastic. Just perfect timing. So, this is your next star buy, and it is a beautiful Swarovski charm. It is going to wow, basically, on a bracelet. It really, really is. And it's coming up as a big star buy next. Now, having worked and created charms for nearly 5 years, I have an understanding of kind of the desire, the design, and what it is that people look for in a charm. And some do just want something pretty. They don't necessarily want it to mean anything or represent anything. There are others who want their charm to represent people, moments, times, places, achievements, goals, you know, a lot of it. And it can be whatever you want it to be. But when it sparkles like this, it does look great, doesn't it?
It does.
Really does. Now, if I was to commission something like this in solid sterling silver using, I would probably say, London blue topaz towards maybe black spinels, and then maybe white topaz, maybe zircons, you would have been, well, first and foremost, I wouldn't have been able to encrust it like this for less than $39.99 in genuine gemstones. And that, I think that's still an amazing price. But when you've got that amount of sparkle, it's almost like sort of gunmetal grey, kind of rhodium overlay on top of the base metal as well. But it does look extremely expensive, doesn't it?
It does. It's got a real sort of impact straight away.
Yeah.
I love the way that the crystals sort of almost twist.
Yeah,
like
they do. It's on that beautiful curve, isn't it? I like how they are graduated in size as well. You can really see that actually on that recording. So you can see as it comes down towards the drill hole where the bracelet goes through, you've got that smaller size, beautiful Swarovski that just kind of comes alive. So you still have the sparkle even on that perimeter. So even if you haven't got charms sort of nestled up either side, you're still seeing that beautiful sparkle either side.
That's it. You can see the attention to detail because, you know, it could have been that was left.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, without those.
Yeah.
And that attention to detail means that, you know, if you're wanting to maybe incorporate these with a gemstone top and bottom into a pair of earrings, you've still got that sparkle, right up to that edge where those, you know, either the gemstone or another crystal is actually going to be up to get up towards the opening. If you don't want to put this maybe onto a charm bracelet, for instance, you could incorporate it into a neckline piece or a pair of earrings. You're still going to have all of that attention to detail right to that very edge.
Definitely. We had a bundle, actually, a little kit a few weeks ago that had, it wasn't this exact same charm, but very, very similar, with some black agate, faceted black agate, literally ready to be made into a stretchy bracelet, ready. And then when you start looking at the price of something like that elsewhere, ready-made, you're looking at sort of upwards of £49, easily, easily. And what's lovely is that we're going to give you the chance to work with this as you want. We just popped it onto some black Essilon earlier, and just literally, you know, if you think about the Solomon's bar clasp that we saw in the last demo with Sarah, and you thought about maybe popping this, and you wouldn't really have to do anything to the Essilon necessarily. I mean, you could braid it, I suppose, make that a little bit thicker and still have that Solomon's bar, but you'd have a fabulous sort of almost like a wish style bracelet then, wouldn't you?
You would, you would. And you know, if you wanted to do, you know, maybe a very fine kumihimo braid, that would still fit through there beautifully. Or, you know, a little bit of crochet on those cords, or, you know, any which way you want to do that. Or, you know, you could even pass, you know, a sterling silver chain through there very easily.
I mean, easily. And I think I'm right in saying, if I remember correctly, I think that the actual drill hole through the Swarovski charms from the research that I used to do a long time ago, if it hasn't changed, I do believe it's a 4mm diameter that you're getting on that. So I think I'm right in saying that they do sit on Swarovski charm bracelets, and I think I'm right in saying some Pandora as well. It won't sit on a Karma bracelet because the Karma has a slightly thicker diameter. You've got a beautiful charm. As a gift for somebody who does wear their charms and loves their charms, it would look amazing. 0800 644 655, $16.95 for an intricately designed, and it is intricate, you know, you look at the grading of sizes, you look at how they're placed there, $16.95. I've got multi-buying going on, I've got so many, I've got Hampshire, I've got Essex, Gloucestershire, Wiltshire, Norfolk, Monmouthshire, Anonymous Collectors, well done indeed to you. You remember, you've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. You have got a 30-day money-back guarantee from the day that you receive your delivery from us here at Jewellery Maker. So please do remember that when you're bidding on this piece, when you're buying this piece today, there's no full commitment until 30 days after you have taken delivery of it. So please do make sure that I mean, the sparkle factor and the luster factor, when that recording comes round, is just pinging on every single one of the cuts on those crystals. Really, really is. Do make sure that you are checking back out and confirming. 10 minutes away from these gorgeous Jadeites. These are natural unenhanced Jadeites. They are coming your way in less than 10 minutes time. Please do make sure that you're joining us so that colour is natural. That sage green colour is so natural on those Burmese Jadeites, which is really, really exciting to see. Please do make sure that you are checking out and confirming. Now then, let me bring you... Yes. Some really fabulous drops. Now, these are pendants waiting to happen. Simple earring drops there, but my gosh, look at the shape on these. Labradorites. Oh, they are lovely, aren't they?
They are beautiful.
85 carats of graduated faceted fancy shape labradorites. 12 by 7 to 24 by 10. 19 centimetres. It's almost like the sort of the top of an arrowhead, isn't it?
It is. It's got that sort of real, it's sort of an elongated diamond shape, if you like. The bottom part of one of the sides of the diamond has been sort of almost elongated. But you could, you could see an arrowhead in there, or the tip of a spear.
Absolutely.
And they're beautiful. I actually saw a lady wearing a pair of earrings with a lot smaller, but like an opal,
Yeah.
in this sort of shape, in a little hoop earring.
Oh, okay.
And they were catching the light so beautifully.
I bet they were.
And I can see that happening with this shape as well.
Definitely.
Of the Labradorite. So, you know.
Well, you've definitely got earrings and a pendant, without a doubt, as
definitely.
a suite ready to go there, haven't you?
Oh, yeah.
Multiple times.
And I can see, you know, really, if you wanted to incorporate these perhaps into a winter wedding tiara, for instance, and have them pointing upwards, they would look beautiful. Or maybe some of your Christmas jewellery that, you know, maybe you're planning to go out for an evening out, that you're looking for a new suite of jewellery. You've definitely got everything in here that you would need to create a whole suite of jewellery.
Well, the way that it plays with the light is amazing, this gemstone. It really is quite magical. 0800 644 655 is the number that you need to be dialing to be able to get your hands on that beautiful strand of natural and enhanced Labradorite. $11.95 on your screen. 0800 644 655. Every single moment of the play of light there, that gorgeous Labradorite, that amazing schiller, everything there, all absolutely unenhanced and natural. Do make sure that you are checking out and confirming. Please do make sure that you are confirming and checking out as soon as you can. Absolutely gorgeous. Make sure you're holding those lines. Well done. One more to squeeze in before the Jadeite. Where should we go? Okay. Yeah. Now this would be nice to suspend the Jadeite in between. Gorgeous. I love our popcorn chain. So we've got the slider mechanism in the gold plate. So in 18 karat gold overlay on top of your solid sterling silver. You've got the two connector points just here. And then, of course, you've got the stoppers all soldered onto the end there so that your slider mechanism can't go any further. You've then got, and I'll just show you, so if you were to suspend, so for example, you know you had your solid sterling silver featherweight head pins earlier, okay? So if we were to use those to suspend and link the Jadeites in that bracelet, you would have a slider mechanism bracelet ready to go with beautiful Jadeites. I think, look at the colour combination.
I know, it's amazing, isn't it?
Just gorgeous. The sage greens of the Burmese Jadeite that's coming up for you in the next couple of moments. The colour's some of the best that I've ever laid eyes on. It's such a true, amazing sage green, it really is. So you're going to get one piece of solid sterling silver slider mechanism bracelet there with a length of 24 centimetres, two connector points, $19.95 on your screen. And with the slider mechanism as well, I think is an absolute steal. We normally bring you the slider mechanisms, I think, for around about $17 or $16.95, I think, normally. So please do make sure that you are checking out and confirming for the entire bracelet. It's got a lovely silicone smooth insert so that it runs up and down the bracelet. You do need to give that a little bit of a bit of oomph, of course, to move the slider, but that's the entire point, isn't it? Is that the fact that that slider stays in place and doesn't move around. $19.95 for that one piece. Now I know that you're waiting for the Jadeite. It is going under £10, as Ben told us just a little bit earlier on this afternoon.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. I'm having a great time recording this Jadeite strand that's coming up on tonight's Late Show.
At 8:30, under 10.
At 8:30, under 10.
Natural and unenhanced, going into £10, guaranteed. Now the reason I mention that is because When we look at the grading of jadeite, whether it's Chinese, whether it's Burmese, whether it's Russian, and we do have to focus, Burmese and China really are the, it's like the salon of your sapphires, if you like. What I would say about these is that when we're thinking about jade, we have to think about in the trade, the grading that we have. So C, B and A are the gradings within the jewellery trade for your jadeite. C means that it's filled, dyed and treated and probably as well classed as fake jadeite. Then we get to B, and B means that it's been enhanced in some way, whether it's been enhanced with its colour through dyeing or perhaps if it's been filled, one or the other. A grade, beautiful jadeite. A, it has to be jadeite or nephrite, of course, to be even considered as genuine jade. But what we do need to focus on is the fact that if it's unenhanced, totally natural, no dyeing, no diffusion, no fissure filling, no resin or polymer filling, nothing at all, it gets an A grade class for the trade of this beautiful gemstone. Plus, this has got a body of colour that we're not really used to seeing. We're used to seeing a really soft pastel pearl green, almost like, you remember in the 1970s, 1980s when Dulux kind of first introduced white paints with a hint of colour. So, for example, you'd get rose white, which was your white base paint with a tiny little hint of pink. Then you'd get your sky white, for example, so it was white with a little hint of blue. Then you'd get your apple white, which was your white with a hint of green. And it was very, 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 very subtle hint of green within the white paint. Well, normally, pearl green jadeite, that's what we'd class as pearl green. That very soft, soft pastel tone. This is still a soft pastel tone, but it's a proper sage green, isn't it?
There's a huge body of colour coming through there. There's
really nice.
There's no doubting that it's got a real, you know, beautiful tone of green coming through it. It's much more vibrant than I've seen before.
Yeah, it is.
And for me, you know, it's really nice that we've got different tones as well. So you may, you know, love jadeite, but you may be just looking for that little bit more tone of that beautiful green coming through. It's almost like when they're making that paint, they've just a little bit more of that green.
More of that colour in, absolutely. And that's the lovely thing about Mother Nature. It is, it's almost that, the analogy that I would give is, you know, you think you've got a vase of water, okay, or a bowl of water, glass bowl full of water. If you put one droplet of green food colouring into that bowl, it slightly, subtly changes the colour of the water. You put a few more colours in there, you put a few more drops in there, and the colour becomes more intense. And the more of that colour, now that's what Mother Nature does with jade, is that clearly in this particular deposit, she has put a few more drops of natural colour to that, and it is totally, that is not, we have not, as a company, asked our amazing team to enhance this strand in any way, shape or form. Don't get me wrong, we can enhance gemstones, we can coat them, we can diffuse them, we can irradiate them, we can heat treat them, we can dye them, we can quench colour them, we can do it. There are many, many, many ways in which we can enhance gemstones, and that's world over as well. These are natural, unenhanced, and going under £10. And that is something to honk about. It really is. Honk away, Ben. 0800 644 655, jewellerymaker.com, and of course via the app. Please make sure, can I just say thank you to everyone getting involved right now. Nearly everyone has multi-port. We're not surprised really. Substantial drill hole, really easy to work with, gorgeous 6mm size.
You know, I'll be using the green silk from the
yes,
first kit,
nice
and
idea.
pearl these as well. Because
now,
it's so precious. Why
I
not?
might hand you that as a little quick challenge. Is that all right?
That's fine.
We're going to do that. So we've got the green silk from the first kit, and this strand, and I'm going to ask if that's all right with you. Would you mind pearl knotting a little bit of these? It's like it's a hardship to work with Jadeite, isn't it? I know. Oh, terrible. We ask you to work with some awful stuff, don't we?
It's dreadful. It's terrible, but I'll try my best.
You do that. It's like hand be ow, ow, ow. She's anyway, taking one for the team. That's what she's doing. There's loads in there. Thank you so much for joining us. You've got this beautiful pastel greens, soft mint greens, and then those sage greens. There's a little bit of a wait on the phone lines, but thank you ever so much for your patience. Now, quantity-wise, we had about 200. Can I just say, with that, am I right in saying that, Beck? Exactly 200. Okay, exactly 200. Well over half the stock has gone, and we have got a 2-minute wait on the phone lines for everybody's waiting to get answered. Stay on that phone line. It is free. It is free to call us on the number on your screen. Now, obviously, we do offer you the opportunity to pay an extra 25 pence to get hold of the certificate of authenticity, which you can absolutely do. But once you've received your strand and you've decided to keep it, if you log onto your account on Jewellery Maker, you can actually download and print off the certificate of authenticity yourselves. But again, there are those two options there for you. Please do make sure that you are holding those lines. Free to call us on 0800 644 655. It is, of course, free to call us from all UK landlines, and some mobile providers do allow you to call us for free as well. You can join us online at jewellerymaker.com. In fact, if you are waiting to be answered on those phone lines, you literally, in that 2-minute wait, could log in and, fingers crossed, check out. You could do that by downloading our app from the App Store and Google Play as well. So what we will do is we will pass this beautiful 6mm strand, and I'm just going to show you as well. It has got a really lovely size drill hole that is very evenly spaced, directly running through the centre of that gorgeous gemstone. And again, a really easy way. Now, normally I'd say to you the easiest way to work with this strand is to create a stretchy. So pop it onto our jewellery elastic, maybe popping a solid sterling silver jump ring or charm or something on there just to bring out a little bit of bling, and then of course knotting up the jewellery elastic, and you're good to go. However, this is Pearl and Knotting Design Day, so I am going to ask Sarah, our guest designer tonight, of course, who's been with us since day one here at Jewellery Maker, to take these and pearl knot in between and just show us how effective that can be. I've never seen Jadeites pearl knotted, so actually it's going to be really, really lovely to be able to see that tonight. £9.95. If you got hold of the kit earlier, you'll have already got hold of the green silk that Sarah is going to work with, and then we'll come back and see, of course, the finished design on those. But there is a 38cm strand here, which means that you're going to get probably about 48 to 44 individual genuine jades on the strand, with some of the best colour that we've seen. Okay, 32 people not yet checked out. 32 people not yet checked out. 1 minute and 42-second wait on the phone lines, just to be very, very precise with you this evening. Thank you ever so much. Can I just say to everybody who's coming through, they're just checking out multiple strands here. So even though you may think, well, that's fine, they've probably got 50, 60 left. If everybody, we've got over 32 in baskets not checked out. If all of you try to multi-buy on this, some of you are going to be very disappointed because we won't have enough to go around. And that is a real shame, because clearly you've fallen in love with your Jadeite, and we would love for you to make sure that you are checking out on that. Beautiful, durable gemstone as well. Longevity, myth and legend surrounding this beauty. You've only got to look through the history pages and kind of, understand the sort of status symbol that this gemstone brings in certain cultures. It's all there, 110 carats, all natural, all unenhanced, and all under £10. Make sure that you are holding those lines. Now, for those of you who are holding the lines and being very, very, very patient on the phone lines, thanks. It is free to call us, so all we're asking is that you hold that line. You've got about 40-minute wait. That's the 40-second, not 40 minutes. 40-second wait to be answered on those phone lines. Please do make sure that you are staying there. Now, in the meantime, what I would like to do is pass these to Sarah. Thank you, my lovely, very much indeed. And Sarah will take on the challenge of pearl knotting those beauties with the green silk that we had. And of course, what I would say to you is Ben's in charge and he wants to push some buttons. Give me a high kick. Woo! Come on. No? Oh. I love that light swipe. Can I ask you all to hold those lines? Well done on those beautiful Jadeites. Listen, what we will do, if there are any left, we will revisit it. We will revisit it, but at the moment, if you all check out, that is a total sellout. That is a total enough to sell out in its first outing. Well done. Well done. We move on then to... Oh, this is lovely. Look at this. Oh, now we're talking. I'm just thinking, get 2 of these earrings. A full-on briolette. Oop. Droplet. I have got, it's got a really substantial drill hole. If I just pop my fingernail behind there, you'll be able to see the colour. But it is, I mean, just 2 of those. Or even, I have to say, I think my friend Katrin, when she got married in May, had smaller sizes of these, and they were dropping off the back of her veil on her wedding day. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at those gorgeous amount of colours. Look at the reflection of colour coming through there as well. Now you've got a really substantial drill hole going through here. I imagine just a few of these on a cascade, on a pendant. 17 by 8.5 millimeters. Faceted drop. I mean, it's easier to ask you which colours you're not seeing, because you're seeing magentas, you're seeing golds, you're seeing pinks, you're seeing amethyst tone, you're seeing beautiful peridot green, turquoise flashes. Beautiful Aurora Borealis briolette for £3.45. £3.45. Fab, fab, fab. Multi-buy to your heart's content on these until, of course, our vault runs out of them, because that is an amazing deal. I can imagine some beautiful chain, 3 of those or perhaps even more, on a beautiful pendant, sort of tassel drop on a long line neckline piece, sparkling on the run up to Christmas. Gorgeous. Do make sure that you are checking out and confirming £3.45 on your screen. 0800 644 655. Many of you are multi-buying on this. Thank you so much for taking that advice. And I do think that it's really sensible to do that. You might want just the pendant and then the other 2 for a matching pair of beautiful earrings. Not a long time to get hold of that, because it is flying out the door. Do make sure you're holding the lines. Well done. Pop that back in there and pop that in there. Then we move on to... Okay, some lovely slices. Now they're centre drilled, so they stack beautifully. Have a look at these. That's a lovely colour. 340 carats of lapis lazuli centre drilled slices, 9 by 7 mil to 13 by 9 mil, 38 centimetre strand. Amazing amount of colour. Now the final 20 strands, that's it, the final 20. It is jam-packed to the rafters with beautiful, genuine lapis lazuli. They're centre drilled, they're way under £10 at £5.95. The last 20 strands. We've got a lot of gemstone lovers in the house tonight. A lot of gemstone lovers joining us here tonight at Jewellery Maker, which is so lovely to see. 595. Make sure you're checking out on 0800 644 655. Now, I do have lots of you are asking about the chain that I was wearing. We had that earlier for you. If we get a chance to revisit that later, we will. But right now, let's bring you another rose gold overlay solid sterling silver chain. Belcher link, which is really, really substantial. 20-inch neckline piece. I'm going to spin it round just to show you the clasp at the back because it is a really lovely rose gold overlay lobster claw clasp that you're getting there. And it is a lovely, really well-made, beautiful finish, isn't it? Belcher chain link, really substantial. 1.7 millimeter link. You can see the link really substantially. Nice to see a 20-inch length neckline piece as well. Now, we would love to do you the best possible deal that we can on this, which means let's squeeze this under £10 for you. $8.95 on your screen. Now, it is a substantial piece. Yes, you could absolutely attach different gemstones to this piece with maybe your rose gold overlay head pins, without a shadow of a doubt. You've got that gorgeous clean line Belcher link. And don't get me wrong, having the Takal neckline piece, I'm just going to take it off so I can show you the difference in the link. Can you see how sparkly and how intense the Takal neckline piece was? Now that's quite dressy. It's a piece that's going to catch catch real load of attention. But if you wanted that simple, beautiful, streamlined Belcher look, $8.95 is going to get it for you on 0800 644 655. Nice to see that very delicate rose gold colour. It's not too over the top. It's not too orangey or peachy in tone. It's just a perfect rose gold colour. $8.95 on your screen on 0800 644 655. Make sure that you are holding those lines. Now we are going to bring you, oh, hang on a minute now. I've got to manoeuvre. We've got to manoeuvre. Oh, I've just dropped a chain on the floor. Oh, failing already. Right, so I have got for you last chance seed bead bundle for you. Hang on a minute. No, I'm dreading it, if I'm being honest with you, just because manoeuvring this from over there when you've got so much perspex ledges to get over. Stay. Yes! Get in! Hi, do you know what? Can't get more professional than that. You wouldn't get that from Holly Willoughby, you really wouldn't. Let's bring you some gorgeous size 6s mega bead bundle. Okay, so some fantastic colours for you as well. We've got those amazing, and they are, if you've ever seen the, and they are quite outstanding, these beautiful violet line, they are the silver line violet beads in the size 6. They give this sort of red flash. Amazing. Love those. They're all a size 6. Then you've got the opaque white. You've got the silver lined aqua alabaster. You've got the beautiful silver lined green and the silver lined red orange as well. Mesmerizing colours. There we've got ignore that recording because that's got a set of super duos in it. Ignore it, they're all here. These are what you are getting. Obviously you're going to get a full tube, not a half tube, is because we've emptied them out into our pots. Now there are some definite Christmas colours in there with those beautiful bright greens, the whites and the reds. So just in time on the run up to Christmas for those size 6s. Full bundle of size 6s, but it is the last of stock. Now what we'd like to do is take these under £3 per tube for you in the bundle. $14.95 for you to be able to get. So under £3 per tube for you to be able to get a hold of them. So many of you there. Now, how many of these bundles did we have, please, Bex? 40 only. 22 out the door already. 18 in baskets. Please, quick, because we have got Esther multi-buying, Anila multi-buying, Andrea multi-buying, Anonymous Collectors multi-buying, Collecting Greater Manchester multi-buying, and everybody else checking out already. Do make sure you're getting involved. Now, this is 0800 644 655, a bundle of large size 6s. We've not done a bundle of just pure size 6s for you before. Gives you a chance to work with a bigger size seed bead. Plus, if I just move, it's like Christmas all there in those larger sizes, especially if you're making maybe your sort of your Christmas decorations with the larger size seed beads. You've got some beautiful amethyst and aquamarine colours coming your way in those if you're maybe making jewellery for those people who've got their birthdays in February and of course on in March as well as February. Do make sure that you're checking out and confirming. $14.95. Sandra, Rosalind, Christine, Samina, Cheryl, collectors in Jersey and collectors in Norfolk. You need to check out. Please do. Make sure that you are checking out and confirming as soon as you possibly can. So many of you there. I've got about 12 bundles left and that is it. Now, very quickly, whilst I've got your attention, if that's all right with you, what I am going to do is I'm going to show you the next kit. Because I think that just after 9 o'clock, for you to be able to get involved and to enjoy the size of pearls that we've got for you. So it comes in 2 parts and just incredible sizes. So we've got huge size pearls, medium, rice, and then smaller size potato pearls. And of course, we've got a second part of the kit as well. And the second part of the kit contains your solid sterling silver wire and your pearl drop 1 meter chain. And it's so classy. So incredibly classy. So it's a 2-part kit that we've got coming up with Sarah. She has made some exceptional pieces of jewellery. She really has. So that's all coming up just after 9 o'clock, which we're fast approaching, by the way, which takes us into the last hour of the late show. So please make sure that you're joining us for that. Then we're going to move on to okie dokie. Amazonite. Is that right? Oh, number 3 from the 8 o'clock. I've got it, lovely. Now, I remember getting a message in from one of our customers about this strand saying to everybody watching at home, get it, grab it, get it while you can, because, look at that. Look at all that colour. I'm going to bring in a little bit, just so you can just see in the shadows, hints of orange, green, ultra. Look at that, damn, my goodness me, look at that come alive. Play of colour is alive in this gorgeous strand. Now this is 45 carats of Ethiopian plain small, it says nuggets, I'm going with chips, quite frankly. They are chips. You've got a double length strand. There are moments of pure play of colour on this strand. There are also moments of almost hydrophane fire opal coming through as well. There is so much play of colour. Look at that. Do you see that play of colour as I'm moving it? It is gorgeous, isn't it? Absolutely. $8.95 for natural and enhanced opal. If you joined, I think Mark had quite an eventful chips and nuggets morning the other morning on the Freeview morning show, where you were getting the most amazing deals on your chips and nuggets and different ways in which you can use them, of course. This is a strand that you will definitely want to be using those techniques with, without a shadow of a doubt. Without a doubt. Now I have got coming up for you very, very quickly, just wanted to show you, look at one of the gauges of the silver wire that we've got coming up for you in the next kit, and how beautifully that would work with your opal. So if you wanted to keep it very precious and very, very high end, your beautiful play of colour opals with your wire in solid sterling silver that you could use from that pearl kit. Very, very special to use. $8.95. Make sure you're holding the signs. Well done. Going to move on then to such an amazing surface area. It really is. When you see just one of these, let's just pick. I mean, it's very difficult to choose which one is your favourite, and they are double-sided as well, so they bring so much. Oh, look at that one. That one's gorgeous. Have a look at those two, just so you can see how totally different they are. They are good, aren't they? Love, love, love. So you've got 14 mil beautiful double-sided abalone hearts. Now you've got a 38 centimetre strand. They're top to bottom drilled. Look at the colour. That oil on water colour that you've got going on there really is quite exceptional. Gorgeous to see as well. So many different tones. So many different beautiful moments of graduation of colour coming through there, and so much iridescence. They're all yours. Last stock chance on this one. 0800 644 655 9.95. Now I know that they have closed higher, I think around $13.95, $11.95. So you're getting a little bit of a saving tonight, taking that price down to $9.95. Do make sure that you are checking out and confirming as soon as you can. 0800 644 655. Hold those lines. Check out as soon as you can. Couple more to squeeze in for you as well. Before, of course, the end of this hour, we join Sarah. Yes, I can indeed. Now that's really nice. I've not seen these like this before. That's gorgeous. Malachite hearts. Now they're lovely. Normally we see malachite in rounds or cabochons. We're seeing your malachite in your puffy hearts. Lovely. 250 carats of genuine vivid green viridian malachite. What I particularly love about this, look at the way in which our gemstone cutters have made sure that the striation goes horizontally across the heart. Every single one. Every one of them, the striation goes horizontally. Not one of them has a vertical striation. So you've got that beautiful, beautiful continuation all the way through the gemstones. They do have an amazing vivid colour. Every single minute of it is natural, which is lovely to see. 250 carats of it, top to bottom drilled as well. $34.95 on your screen. $34.95. Really nice, sizable malachites. Extremely glossy. If you've worked with malachite before, it does give some amazing vivid green colour, doesn't it? That striation is amazing, flowing through that beautiful strand. Do make sure you're holding the lines. Got a chance to squeeze one more in. Ooh, nice. Now this is a gorgeous connector. Have a look at that. Lovely. I love that. You've got a brushed silver and a beautiful azure cutout. Nice, quite sort of contemporary design with that one. You've got two connector points at the top, either side, of course, and it literally is made for a contemporary bracelet, isn't it? It is waiting to be worn as a bracelet, surely. You've got the 2 connector points. You could actually cascade that. Of course, you could as well down the neckline. You could even snip up or open up those jump rings between there and use them as sort of separate connectors as well. $16.95 for 6 grams of solid sterling silver. Cuts in Dorset, Greater Manchester, Norfolk, well done Devon, congratulations Glamorgan, well done West Midlands. Lots and lots of you joining us tonight. Please do make sure you're holding those lines. Lots of you asking if we can put the large pearls on pre-order. Everybody gets a fair chance at the other side of 9 o'clock so that you can get hold of both parts of the kit at the same time. Do make sure that you're checking out and confirming as soon as you can. So we have got 2 parts of our kit coming up for you. Hold the lines. And a fab demo from Sarah, and we'll be looking at the quick challenge. I say quick challenge that she's been bringing up for us. She's doing such a fabulous job. So we've got our pearls and our solid sterling silver and our pearls on chain coming up for you just on the other side of this. Please don't go anywhere. We'll see you for the final hour of tonight's late show in a matter of moments.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's the Jewellery Maker Panto weekend. Starting with me on Saturday, we have a Cinderella theme. I'll be joined by the incredible Alison Tarry. Coming up at 9 AM, we have the Fairy Tale Castle, followed by Cinderella's Carriage at 12. So what's on the mid-show?
Join me, Laura and Sheila for the Aladdin theme. Coming up at 2 PM, it's a Princess Jasmine inspired necklace. And then at 4 PM, we have Arabian style jewellery. Now over to Captain Hook to tell us more about the late show.
Yeah. Join Zena and Fleur Hastings for a Peter Pan themed show.
Oh, no, it isn't.
Is it not?
Oh, yes, it is. Sorry, couldn't.
Oh well. Coming up at 7 PM is a Peter Pan chainmail collar, followed by a sheet metal kit where Fleur will be making a Never Neverland mobile. So join us this weekend for the JM Christmas Panto.
Owning a strand of genuine gemstones is always exciting, but being able to use it in your handcrafted jewellery, then passing it on to its new owner with proof of its authenticity is even more incredible. Why not add one of our printed authenticity cards to your order and share that same feeling with your customers? You can also access online authenticity certificates for items you have previously ordered by looking at your order history on your account details. The certificate gives you valuable information about your purchase and is your guarantee of quality and peace of mind from Jewellery Maker.
The Jewellery Maker Wall of Fame is where you get to showcase your skills as a jewellery designer. Each week, one lucky entrant will win £100 credited to their account, and the runner-up receives £50. If you want to enter your design, just send a photo to studio@jewellerymaker.com, or you can post your photos to Jewellery Maker Studio, Ivy House, Henley Road, Studley, B80 7DU, and make sure you don't forget your customer number. Get making and good luck. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share. You can watch our Jewellery Maker show every day on our website by clicking the Watch and Buy Online link in the top right-hand corner of our homepage. Getting started with Jewellery Maker couldn't be easier. When you spend $4.95 with us, you'll get a free welcome pack which contains everything you need to get started. including step-by-step project cards and a DVD which will give you the chance to be able to create an arrangement of different items of jewellery. You'll also get a manual which will help to familiarise you with all the items you're going to be creating and all the tools you're going to need to do so. Plus you'll also get a free pack of tools. These will be everything you need to get started. Getting started with Jewellery Maker couldn't be easier, so why not give it a go today?
Welcome back. It is lovely to have your company. Last hour of tonight's Late Show. And it's been a beautifully busy one as well. So thank you so much for tuning in. It really has. And it will continue to be because everybody is messaging Becky in the gallery to say that you need these size pearls. Now, I don't know what sort of size pearls that you've had so far today through the day here at Jewellery Maker. But I can tell you that I certainly have not seen these sorts of sizes full stop in the last 12 months that I've been kind of back and forth with you here. We're going to start with part one of the kit, which contains all the silver. So let's go through it with you. We've got silver wire. Now let's really get our heads around what we've got wire-wise here. We've got your wonderful 0.3 and your one of them, if I could. But I'm just thinking about the fact that you've got a 1mm wire here that is very, very substantial. 1 meter's worth of it as well. You've then got the 0.3, which I'm imagining is a jewellery maker's dream when it comes to a solid sterling silver. Now you can see all that there. So you've got the 0.3 and the 1mm, both of them. You have 1 meter each on those spools, okay? So, without a doubt, straight away, there's value, there's longevity, there's durability, there's workability with these as well, okay? So I'm just going to put that into context. Then, we've just gone and taken all the work out of creating a 1 meter length of solid sterling silver chain with your pearls interspersing in between all of those. They are beautiful. Now I wanted to show you the symmetry because you've got those beautiful trilogy of pearls, quite close set. I'll just show you that. It's got the pearls here, 3 pearls that are quite close set. Then you have a break, then you have a single pearl, then you have your 3 pearls close set again. And that goes all the way through. Now you could chop this up, make it into earrings, bracelets, neckline pieces, cascades, you name it, intersperse it with the second part of the kit. But what you've got here is taking the work out of making those almost sort of, I would say that spaced out rosary link between all of those pearls, plus no reaming of the pearls, and I look at them, love those earrings. Absolutely love. A long line length earring is gorgeous. So this is part one of the kit. All the silver is in part one. $39.95 for 3 meters of solid sterling silver and your freshwater cultured pearls. Fab, fab, fab. So that is the first part of your kit, $39.95. Second part of the kit. This is where the drama comes into it, because the size of the pearls that you are getting in this part of the kit, huge, absolutely gigantic. Beautiful colour. 4 strands of freshwater cultured pearls. They're all 38 centimetres. There are 11 to 12 millimetres. Wow, they are gigantic Barocco beads. They really are. Then you've got your smaller sizes on a 3x5 to 4x6, a 4x5 and a 5x6. Look at the pearlescence. Look at that stunning silver colour. Absolutely gorgeous. And so much jewellery out of this kit, Sarah. And very, very gemstone generous in every piece.
Oh, definitely. I didn't scrimp on any of the pieces at all because I didn't need to. I had so many pearls and so much silver that, you know, you didn't have to think, oh, you know, I've only got one strand of pearls, so then I'm going to have to space it out. Maybe I'm going to have to use some other chain, perhaps, to space that out, or maybe I'm going to have to cut the links of the chain and try and space it out. I didn't have to do any of that because I had so many pearls. I had lots of pearls left over as well.
Wow, okay.
As well as a little bit of the sterling silver wire. But I just, you know, didn't want to sort of think, oh, I can't put that there, or I can't put that there. I can have a full neckline piece of completely with pearls.
Absolutely.
And I've done that on 2 of the pieces. It's completely, the neckline pieces are completely pearl from the clasp right round the front.
I can see. I mean, there's just no space. It's just pearl after pearl after pearl after pearl. And the one at the very, very end, which is closest to you, the one that we're looking at now.
Yes.
With the size, what a dramatic and beautiful piece that is.
It's beautiful, but I can still see it being worn every day. It's
gosh,
it's got
absolutely.
impact, but it's not so much so that you think, oh, I can only wear that if I'm going somewhere.
No,
very
I
special.
think, do you know what? I think something like that. I think with a nice, smart black V-neck style top and smart black trousers, even for work.
Yes.
I think that's a beautiful piece. Imagine walking into a meeting. That's that's a real sort of beautiful, quite sturdy piece of jewellery to be wearing, isn't it?
It is. And it's a real sort of nice statement, but in quite a sort of, because it's all silver tone on tone.
That's a very sort of clever colourway, because the white just lifts that enhanced silver colour on those pearls beautifully, doesn't it? The colour is enhanced on the pearls, by the way, not on your white pearls that are in the chain, but just on the silver pearls. They are an enhanced colour. But I've got to say, doesn't take anything away from the pearlescence and the size and the radiance. And look, I mean, look at them just giving that sheen. Amazing. Price for second part of the kit before we go and see Sarah. You've got $31.95 on your screen for the tremendous size pearls.
That's it. You know, even a single one. So the first closest neckline piece to you, the little pendant in the middle. If you just wanted to put that on chain and just have one of those larger pearls.
Oh my gosh, easily. You can just make that back in an instant, aren't you?
You can, yeah, very easily, because they're so beautiful.
Absolutely gorgeous. And you're loving it as well. Thank you so much for jumping in. So let's go and see Sarah so that we can go through. First and foremost, let's have a look at the beautiful pieces of jewellery that Sarah's made. I'm just going to nudge them over a little bit closer to me, actually, so that I can pick them up without stretching across the rest of the desk. But dainty pieces, delicate pieces, feminine, soft, sort of pretty pieces, and then real head-turning, weighty pearl pieces.
Oh yeah, definitely. This kit, you know, it lends itself to whatever type of jewellery maker you are. So if you want to keep it very simple, very classic, like the rosary link bracelet that's there, that's the only piece I've added any extra wire to, is that rosary link piece, the larger pearls. So
well, I was about to say, do you mind if I just pick that up?
Yeah,
because
definitely.
First and foremost, it looks amazing. So you've added a clasp, T-bar clasp.
Yes.
But can I just, I mean, I don't know what you would expect at home to pay for some, I mean, it is gorgeous. I mean, how much would you charge for something like this, bearing in mind the cost of the kit?
Oh gosh, I mean, as I say, round about where I am, a single pearl can go for hundreds of pounds.
Yes.
So, I mean, the prices for a handmade, hand rosary linked piece.
Beautiful.
With pearls of that size, I mean, you can almost pick your prices in some of the jewellers round us. I don't know where they actually get their prices from, because sometimes I look and think, how have you come up with that price? Because, you know, I know the methods.
Yes.
I know the materials. I know the pearls.
And it's the preconceived price point for a lot of people, though, isn't it? You know, that it's an expected 3-figure. So say that again. You added the clasp.
So I've added the clasps are sterling silver clasps out of my collection.
Yep.
And the only thing I've done with this is I haven't used the sterling silver wire, because I wanted to keep that for making with the other pieces. So this is a 0.6 plated wire that I've added in here. But that's the only thing I've actually added, other than findings, to the whole kit. And that's just because I use a little bit more for the rosary linking in there, but I just wanted to space those out and let them breathe a little bit. It looks
amazing. But what a piece of jewellery.
Yes.
What a gorgeous piece of jewellery. I love the cascade as well. Absolutely gorgeous. Really, really beautiful. I'm also going to pick up, if I may, the dainty bracelet, purely because this, I love what you've done. So just explain how, because obviously you've got the silver link chain running through, but you've managed to intersperse the rice beads in the silver and the potato pearls. So how have you done that?
So when I cut the chain for the middle neckline piece, I cut the chain, if I show you the chain itself, I cut the chain so I cut it between the links, like, so I had like little pieces like this in between left over, because I cut it from one link, one end of a rosary link to cut that long length. So I had some little pieces in between that were left over, and they had either a little piece of chain, some little pieces of the chain that I cut out, or I had some pieces that had a pearl on there, a white pearl on there. So I had maybe 6 little pieces of either chain or chain with a pearl attached, and they were only little pieces. So I used a little bit of the sterling silver wire to create little rosary links in between what I had left over, whether it be a piece of chain or a link with a pearl on.
Look at how pretty and how dainty, how feminine, and how absolutely sure I am that you could find of a similar design in a jeweller's with a price double the price of this kit.
Yes, definitely.
Easily.
And if you're like me and I look at kits and I look at what I have left over, I want to make every little piece of that kit work for me. And that was literally made up from the last a little bit of the 0.3 wire that I had left over. So any offcuts, keep them, because you can make little rosary link pieces. And the pieces of chain that I'd actually cut, which I needed to cut them to make the neckline piece,
gorgeous.
but I didn't want to have any pieces left over. So that bracelet was literally made from what I would class as a waste from making other pieces of jewellery.
Yeah, sort of leftovers, if you like.
Yeah,
absolutely fabulous, fabulous stuff. Beautiful jewellery. You're loving the kit as well, which is fabulous. So do make sure that you are checking out. What are you going to show us, my lovely?
So I'm going to show you how to use the sterling silver wire to make the little channel set pieces that are at the top of the neckline piece with the chain.
Smashing. Let me just spin that round.
Yes. Just because, you can actually make a whole neckline piece out of these if you want to. If you want to make, several of them and link them together. But I just wanted something to go up from the neckline, from that beautiful chain. I didn't want to just connect straight into a neckline piece. I just wanted something with a little bit more detail.
Yeah, lovely.
And a little bit more structure.
Gorgeous.
Okay, right.
We will have a no challenge, don't panic.
No, it's actually drying. It's
lovely.
So I'll just leave that there. It's
okay.
The quickest pearl knotting I think I've ever done in my life.
Looks fabulous.
Okay, so what I did to make the channel set piece is I cut from my piece of 1 mil wire, I cut 2 equal lengths from that, which are, if I measure these for you so you have an idea at home as to how long they are, but depending on how long you want your channel set pieces to be, about 6 inches long. Okay, and I cut them identical because I wanted both sides of the neckline to be the same. If you're making lots of these, you might want to make some with 5 pearls channel set, some with 7 pearls channel set, and in that instance you can make, do these individually.
Yeah, it's nice to think as well you could have a pearl set, channel set pearl ring as well with the solid sterling silver wire, because it's quite a substantial.
It is. It is it's got a good structure to it. It's not an easily moved out of position wire. No. It's got really good structure to it. So if you are making a ring with it, you can hammer this and it's going to be beautiful for all of those pieces.
Fab.
So the reason I did the 2 is for the identical sides. Now I want one piece slightly longer than the other one, because I'm going to cut these into 2 now, and I want one piece slightly longer than the other. So I'm just going to do one to start off with, and I'm literally doing this by eye. But I'm going to do the same on the other one once I've cut it, so they will both be identical.
Okay.
So you don't have to get too hooked up on measuring. One's just slightly longer than the other by probably about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to just cut that with my flush cutters, and then I would take the smaller piece and put that onto the other piece. Again, measure that up, and I haven't straightened the wire because it's curving in the same direction, so it's actually helping me to be able to get these two pieces the same. So put your one set away, we don't need that, and we're going to work on one set. So you can see that I've got slightly different length wires. And I'm not going to straighten the curves out of these because they're going to give me that curve around the neckline.
Okay.
So that natural curvature from having it being on the reel is actually going to help me. If I was trying to make these channel set pieces straight, then I would straighten out my wire completely.
Okay.
So now I've got two identical pieces, a smaller and larger one, and another set that I can use for the opposite side.
Okay.
And I'm going to use these beautiful pearls, the sort of larger of the three smaller sets of pearls. And I'm going to be using a piece of my 0.3 wire. Now, if you're doing this, this is your first piece of jewellery, you can just keep the whole wire on the reel.
Okay.
This is just a piece I had cut.
Yep.
So you don't have to worry about cutting it out because it's silver wire. I leave it and try to use it all off the reel if I can. If I am making rosary links, I do them in a way where I actually put the bead on first, which creates less waste when you're making rosary linking
I think
as well.
when you're working with, I mean, I haven't seen a 0.3 wire at all in the last 12 months in solid sterling silver. So I'm assuming it's a little bit like gold dust. When it comes around, grab it, kit or no kit. But also, must be such a joy to know that you've got a solid sterling silver wire to go through your precious gemstones, surely.
That's it. I mean, if you're making solid sterling silver jewellery and you're wanting to create pendants or wrapped pieces of jewellery and you're wanting to have wire in there, knowing you've got it in sterling silver, you're not having to go to a plated version, and sort of, the integrity of that piece of jewellery. If you're wanting to work completely with precious metal, you can do. And for me, that's brilliant. So every piece that I've made, bar the bracelet with the rosary links with the larger pearls, is all sterling silver. I raided my findings pot and I actually got all my sterling silver findings out because I love this kit so much.
It is.
I've used them.
And it is a very special pearl kit, I think, to be able to work with such sizes. I really do think that they are fabulous.
That's it. So, if you were looking at this kit and thinking, right, I'm going to make a suite of jewellery or a collection of jewellery and I'm going to use all sterling silver, then, you've got all the components in there you need to be able to do it.
Gorgeous.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is on the end of the shorter piece of my wire, and I'm just going to create a little loop. The only reason I'm going to do that is just to help to stop my channel setting from escaping. Because I've cut as short a piece of wire as I need, so I'm not wasting my sterling silver. So this is actually a little mechanism to help to stop everything from escaping.
Okay.
So I'm just going to take the end of the wire into my pliers, and because it's a thicker gauge wire, you can see I'm doing the movements quite slowly and deliberately. And I've got a little loop on there. Okay. I can now attach my wrapping wire onto that piece. Now I need, oops, hello pearls, going everywhere. Behave, come over here. I'm going to do it so that the wire is coming across the front of this piece, the base wire. So, because I find it easier to wrap when the tail of the wire is in my right hand, I've put it across the front, like so, and then I can just create that little wrapped section like that. And then I can push those wires together. So I can either do that with, if you've got nails that will allow you to push wires together, you can do it with your nails, or like me, you'll have to do it with some pliers.
Okay.
And that's now got my first wire, my wrapping wire attached to my first base wire.
Okay.
So now I can start to add my gemstones. So I'm going to pick up one of the pearls, which I want to roll away. There we go, like so. And allow that to come right down the wire to the base. I'm now going to take the second piece of my 1mm wire and bring that underneath that pearl. So if I hold that in my hands, you see that that's also coming across the top of that base wire. Now this is the hardest bit because you're going to try and hold two wires and a pearl and not let them move. What you need to do is allow this wire to come across the top of your base wire and wrap around. I'm going to do that twice. So I've got two wraps on there now. And at the moment, all my wires can move freely, so it's a matter of just keeping hold of these so that this base wire here doesn't come out.
Yeah.
We've got the loop on the top one, so that's helping me to A, to something to hold on to, and B, to stop the wires coming out of there. I'm now going to take my wrapping wire right up the back of all of my work to the top base wire. So if I hold it the other way, so you'll be able to see it's coming right across the back of that pearl. Can you see that? There we go. So it's coming across the back of the work. So you won't actually see that on the front of your work.
No.
But we need to keep the wire wrapping in the same direction. And the only way to do that is to bring that wire up through the back of our work. So once I've got that through the back, I can then wrap around the top wire. Now, if you find it easier, just bring your wire right across both of them and then bring it through the gap.
Okay.
Because you're starting to create a curve in that wire, and that allows it to sort of, because it's quite a it's got quite a lot
spring
of
to
spring
it,
in there. It has
Mm.
actually, and then wrap around to bring that wire to the front again. You can see I'm just bringing that across the work. So again, I can pick up my next pearl.
I just love the fact that the drill hole in the pearls is so generous.
It is.
You get a 3 mil solid sterling, or 0.3 I should say, solid sterling silver wire through it like a dream.
All of the pearls in this kit, you probably will get a 0.6 wire through.
Wow, okay, it's
and
good.
You'll certainly get, the silk from the first kit through them all as well.
Fabulous.
So, you've
Good
got
stuff.
options galore for...
Yeah, because the blue silk actually from the first kit would look beautiful with these silver pearls, wouldn't it?
It would indeed. So, you've got lots and lots of different options to be able to sort of thread and create lots of different designs with these. And, as you were saying, back when we first started, it was an option of, having to ream a lot of pearls and try and get, even things like
you'd go through the strand and then put it down. Strand, another one, another one. You'd have to go through
You'd have to, pick and choose them, and then you'd be left with a pile of pearls that you think, oh, crikey, now I'm going to have to sit and ream all of those ones to actually use them. So we don't have any of that anymore. So I've added my next pearl. I've come back to my bottom base wire again. Don't worry if these twist around at the moment like that and they don't look quite right. Don't worry, because as further we go along, they will sort of anchor into position. Again, I'm going to do 2 wraps at the bottom. I'm going to speed up a bit now. Coming back to the top, round the back of my work again, and through the gap, once and twice. So I'm back at the front of the work again. Pick up my next pearl. And I don't have a tendency to put my work down, as you can see, I've just got it in my hand. If you keep putting it down, you get a tendency to sort of, that's when you might lose that bottom base wire as well. So I've got my next pearl on. I'm going to just hold the pearl in position with my left thumb, and again wrap that wire around the bottom base wire once, and then up to the top, round the back of all the work again, and once, twice, and we're ready to add that next pearl. So I'm just going to do one more. You can see how quickly these do build up. They're really brilliant for building up. So, and once. And because this is my last pearl that I'm going to add in, I'm just going to do an extra wrap on the bottom.
Okay.
And not come back up behind the work. I don't need to,
there.
because that's the finishing point. So you can see now I've got my pearls wrapped in there, and you would have a little bit neater at home than mine are. So I've spread out a little bit, but there we go. You can
Live
see.
TV.
Yes.
And fast as well, so bless you.
Yes. So now you can see I've got my pearls in position, and now I've got the ends to be able to work in as well. So these are a little bit longer than I need. So at home I would have wrapped until I was pretty much, I would have had 7 pearls on there, and they would have fitted beautifully on the wires I've got. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I can now take off this working wire, so that can come out of the way, like so. Don't throw that away.
No.
It's precious metal, so we keep it very nicely tucked away.
Could you macrame with a 3 mil?
You could. I'd be tempted only to do something that was very, very simple, purely because it's a finer gauge wire, and the more you work with it, the more you will work hard on it. So tying knots and things like that is very work hardening on a wire, and because it's a finer gauge wire, it doesn't take a lot to work harden it to a point that it could snap.
Okay.
So for wrapping pendants and things like that, absolutely fine.
Okay.
For doing, if you've got that chrome diopside and you maybe want to do a freeform Viking knit in sterling silver, yes. So you can make a base with your 1 mil and then do your Viking knit wrapping around there to cage it in. Perfect for that because it's quite a looser design and it's not going to work hard quite so quickly. So what I'm going to do now is I've left a little tail of wire on this one here, which is where we started our working from. I'm going to use that to attach this little loop here to stop these wires from twisting around. So what I'm going to do to start off with is I'm just going to create another loop in this end of this wire, base wire that we haven't got a loop in. And I'm using my bail making pliers. If you haven't got bail making pliers, when you're making this loop, just come a little bit further up your round nose pliers to give you a larger loop.
Okay.
So you don't necessarily have to have the bail making pliers, but if you have got them, you're going to get an equal loop on both ends of your work. So that just helps create a bit of uniformity.
Okay.
So I'm just going to use the second largest bail on my pliers. So there's this one here. And it does take a bit of practice with bail making pliers to work out to wrap around the right loop. You have a tendency to want to do that and then wrap around the smaller one. So it's just a little bit of practice. And if you are practicing and you're new to wire work, practice on your plated wires
absolutely,
first.
yeah.
So again, nice, slow, deliberate movements because it is a higher gauge wire. So you can see now I've got a larger loop there. And it's in the wrong place, but beautiful thing about channel setting is with a little bit of persuasion, I can actually just pull that wire down, she says, there we go, into the right position, like
Lovely.
So.
Yeah.
And then what I can do is to use that tail of wire there, that little tail, I can use my round nose pliers just to help to bring that into the right position. I'm just going to get this so it's right next to the smaller one, and then I can use my round nose pliers just to position that wire. It's only a little tail of wire that I've got left, but because it's precious metal, I don't want to leave too much. To go through that loop, and then just to wrap around there, just to hold that in
Stabilise it. Yep, okay.
And then on the opposite side, what I'm going to do is, as I said, normally these would be filled with our beads. So I'm just going to...
Ooh, we're snipping the silver.
I know.
Oh, we're snipping the silver.
I know.
Make sure you keep all your snipped silver. Well, keep it all. Do not get rid of any of it.
What I'm going to do in a second with what's left over, so don't panic. I will use those in a second. I'm just going to, in the same direction I did the first loop, I'm going to wrap this one. I'm going to use my smaller bail making plier and create that little loop. And then I'm going to, with my larger bail making plier, loop this one as well. Oops. It helps if I do it the right way around. I'm trying to do it the opposite way to which I would do
No
normally.
worries.
There we go. And slow and deliberate again. There we go. And you can see that they've got those little loops, like so. And you can just pull those into position. So you end up with a little channel set curve, which will go onto the neckline piece. So that's my little channel set piece for my neckline.
Gorgeous.
These bits that are left over, never ever worry that you're going to have pieces of wire left over like this. Typically I would have a slightly longer piece than this, but it is absolutely fine because I need to make a jump ring.
Oh, okay.
To connect the chain onto this connection. And again, if you've got pre-made jump rings, that's great, but they typically aren't in as high a gauge of wire as we're using.
We have got a 1 mil, yeah.
And also, if they're sterling silver, they tend to be quite small. And I wanted them to hold 3 pieces of the chain. And so to do that, I needed a larger jump ring. So to create the jump ring, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my round nose pliers and I'm going to come right up to almost the handle. And I'm going to pull that around like so. And if you run out of the position to be able to put your thumb on there without it becoming painful, what you can do is if you just take your flat nose pliers and start to guide that wire with your flat nose pliers into the right place. So I've now got a full circuit of sterling silver on there.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do is just make sure that that's all sitting in the right direction where I want it to be. And then I can go in with my flush cutters like so. Sorry, I do.
Flying silver.
I know. I get so much grief from my husband. He goes, "Wait, you hit me again with the..."
It's because you're aiming.
I know. I keep saying to him, "But if you brought me a cup of coffee, you wouldn't have been there."
Method in a madness.
Yes, definitely. So now I've got a jump ring that's absolutely matching the gauge.
Yeah, lovely.
And then I can use that to go through the larger loop on the bottom there. I would create another one, and then on that jump ring I used all of the larger loops.
Oh, lovely idea, yeah.
To create.
Yeah, of course.
So I had 3. I will just do this simply, like so you can see that I'm just using created 3 sort of lines of my pearls.
Yeah.
You can see now why I needed a larger jump ring, because I've got all of those pearls sitting next to each other. And if I had a small jump ring, they'd sort of sit on top of each other rather than sitting flat. And then I can hook that onto that larger piece of my channel set, and then that was the front of the neckline done.
Fab. Absolutely gorgeous.
Everything that was, all the components and the connections that were used in the front of there, and all of those channel set pieces were all from the kit, and the only thing I added was simply a little bit of beading thread and a couple of crimp beads and a clasp.
Fabulous.
I don't think you even added the clasp.
Gorgeous.
I think I made the clasp out of some sterling silver wire on that.
It looks absolutely gorgeous. Now, thank you so much, and I just the pearls are gorgeous. Can we just show?
Yes, of course you can.
Because we've asked you to do a challenge. So this was the Jadeite. We had the Jadeite strand, which was our must-have.
Yes.
And I did ask. I asked Sarah if she would pearl knot using the green silk from the first kit tonight, and she has done it. Okay. Now, not only has she used the green silk, 25, there are not a lot of strands left. The green silk and the clasp comes to you from tonight's first kit at 7 o'clock.
I haven't quite finished it, so I just need to cut the ends off yet, but it's done.
But you were waiting for you've kind of just glued the...
Just the ends, yes. So just these 2 little pieces that need to come off, but it's all done. And I managed to use a different pearl knotting technique that I would have used for the pearls in the kit, the first kit. Because of the drill hole size, I managed to do the 2-strand quick knot technique, which I think probably is on Fleur's DVD. Which means that you thread all your beads first, and then you come back and knot in between, but actually with 2 strands.
I did see you using 2 strands, but I'm assuming the security of that is doubled, obviously, because of that as well.
It is. So
the durability of the
Yep. So everything, you've got basically, I've got 2 strands running through every single bead. So each bead would have to wear, it wouldn't have to wear through both, but you've got extra sort of durability, if you like. So you've got 2 pieces of silk running through. And
so you've used a little bit of glue then, I'm assuming, on the clasp end here.
Just
so a little bit of glue, and then what, just snip off those ends?
Yes.
How long does the glue take to set?
Not very long. It's still a little tight.
Tacky,
you can feel actually as it sets. This one's just slightly, I mean, it's just tiny bit tacky. I mean, in theory, I could actually cut those, and just as long as I didn't pull on them, they'd be absolutely fine. But I would leave that typically at home for a couple of hours. You're not using a huge amount of the glue, so it doesn't take a long time for it to set. And it's also not enclosed, so that's a quicker, the natural air around
is getting to it.
Is going to allow
so
that.
if it was in a kumihimo end, for example, you need to leave it longer.
That's right, because it's got less air and atmosphere around it to allow it to set. So it's like, if you think glue in a tube, takes forever to sort of set almost. And so you've got that sort of enclosed environment, takes a lot longer for the glue to go off.
Can I have just wanted to, I know that we've got the silk end there, but I just wanted to show you with the clasp.
Yes, it's beautiful.
I don't want to pull on that, but the clasp is...
You'll be fine with it, because it's the ends are
just
still
to
there.
kind of show you the that clasp finish. Oh, hang on a minute, I've got it upside down, that's why it's not working. There we go. Just to show you that, because I mean, it just looks like such an expensive bracelet. I know that we've just got those little ends literally to finish, but if I just show you. So the clasp sits... Oh, hang on a minute. I've still not done that right. What am I not doing there then?
You have to always do one side upside down to start off with.
Yeah, you do. Sorry, there we go.
As you fold it over, you then get the finish coming through.
Yeah, hang on. I need to do that and that. Yeah. There we go.
There you go.
So you've got a really high-end clasp from our first kit. Ignore the fact that we haven't snipped those ends yet, because of course, but then just look at that, look at that.
That's it. And just because I've just knotted that at the moment, it's still a slightly bit under tension. What I would mean is where I've knotted it, it's very tightly pushed together, which is what we want to do.
Won't it?
All you need to do is to go down the whole strand length and just sort of almost allow the beads sort of put it between your hands and move each bead in between your hands, and that will allow that knot just to settle. And that will give you that perfect smooth finish.
Fabulous challenge. Thank you so much for that.
You're so welcome.
Thank you, thank you. And thank you for such gorgeous jewellery. Thank you to you as well for checking out. You've absolutely loved that gorgeous kit. Stop by. I don't know what these are for. What are these for?
Magnification.
Magnification?
Yeah.
Of my eyeballs or of something that I'm looking at? Like, what are they supposed to sit on? Glasses. Somebody else's glasses.
Do you want to borrow these?
Oh, of course. Yes, either that or they clip onto your eyebrows. Okay, one of these tomorrow. Tomorrow in the 9 o'clock kit, we've got magnification little glasses. That's a fabulous idea. I see, I wouldn't need them. I've got a ridiculously good eyesight because I had them lasered. And because of that, I've got 60/60 vision. 3 times better than 20/20. Nice pants, by the way, Ben. So, yeah, I'm like X-ray vision, like a superhero. I know. It's a joke, Kerry. Don't panic. I did actually say nice pants, Ben. She went, oh my gosh, I thought you just said nice pants, Ben. Ben isn't just walking around in his bundies.
Not today.
That would be not today.
Not today.
That's just earlier on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Those magnifying glasses are in a kit tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Right. Come and have a look at this. 22 carats of Cherry Creek agate. Now, that is a gorgeous colour. Look at those rivers of cherry red. Now, the nail varnish that I've got on is Malaga wine, and it literally is the colour that is in that beautiful cabochon, isn't it? 22 carats. Now, it's got a nice depth to it. I'm going to show you the reverse as well, so you can see the pattern running through. You've got a lovely depth to it, so if you wanted to, which is what Sarah was just saying about with the solid studding silver wire, that delicate sort of mesh cage around it would be lovely with that, wouldn't it?
It would, because it wouldn't detract from the beauty of the gemstone on the front where you're going to be seeing it sitting on the neckline. Yes, it's going to give you that security very easily. And you can make those sort of open Viking knit or netted.
Viking knit. I was trying to think of the word, and I knew that it was Viking something. You know, when you're trying to think what it is.
I call it sort of free-form Viking knit. But I think some people call it netting and various other things. But it's a similar sort of thing, basically, where you're going through those loops and almost creating little knots and loops to create a bezel setting round that gemstone. But you're going to have that beautiful, if you were using that 0.3 sterling silver wire from the kit, it's going to be so delicate, yet because you're using quite a few loops and creating that netting or Viking knit around the cabochon, it's very strong and doesn't detract from the beauty of the gemstone.
No, and that's the thing about this. You'd want to see all the different markings because each one will be individual, each one will be unique. And that's the gorgeous thing about the agate and the quartz family. They produce some really beautiful, and the jasper family, of course, they all produce some amazing individual unique gemstones. This is totally natural, totally unenhanced. It's the way that beautiful agate has layered and layered and layered and layered over time, over millions of years deep below the ground. You've got a brand new 22 carat Cherry Creek agate on your screen, brand new, $8.95, really substantial size as well, so that you've got a massive surface area so you can see the graduation of colour and striation through the entire gemstone. $8.95 on your screen. 0800 644 655, the number that you need to be dialing to get a brand new agate Cherry Creek Beauty, 22 carats on your scale. Please do make sure that you are checking out and confirming as soon as you can on $8.95. 0800 644 655 is a number that you need to be dialing. Message for the glasses. Are they in tomorrow 9 p.m. or a.m. show? I need some. 9 a.m. tomorrow. 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. As part of a kit, were you saying?
Yeah.
As part of a kit. Ben's got them on. Ben,
Yeah.
how are you finding them, buddy?
They're great, yeah.
They're on your glasses.
Yeah, they're on the glasses.
How close do you need to get up to stuff to see if it's magnified?
So I think it's for looking down.
Okay.
I'm working, because if I look up, it's a bit...
Yeah, it is a little bit. Yeah, bit trippy. Bit trippy. Yeah. So if you're looking down at your workings, if you're maybe working with seed beads, the size. That's a really good
it's
idea.
just handy, but for your face.
Yeah.
Although, you know, typically a lot of us will wear glasses that are made for reading.
Yeah. So slight bifocal there.
That's for quite a sort of distance from.
Okay.
Because where you would hold a book.
Yes.
So if you're working with seed beads and things like that, quite a lot of the time you'll either have a magnifier or something additional to that. And then you would work underneath that, where these are going to give you that option to have them on your reading glasses or your normal glasses, and then have that very specific point that you're working at that's a bit closer possibly.
Yeah.
And give you
Quite
that extra
handy because they
magnifying.
flip up.
Yes.
Because I think as well, Ben, stop walking around with them on, mate.
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest doing that.
But I'm just thinking, because they flip up, I remember my stepdad because my stepdad wears glasses constantly, he's tried to see about getting them lasered, but his eyesight is so dreadful, he can't. But he had sunglasses that used to flip up and down, and these magnifying glasses do flip up and down. So at least then when you finished your work and you need to see who's walked into the room, you can flip them over.
Or if you want to just keep them on there and you want to walk around, if you walk around normally with your reading glasses on, which I do, I don't find it's too bad walking around with my reading glasses on.
But walking around with magnifier, to be fair, Ben's just walked around and gone, oh, looking up, I feel quite dizzy.
Yes.
But you would do, wouldn't you? Because that's not what they're for.
No, so you could literally flip those up if you're maybe something pops through the letterbox and you just want to read that, you can just pop them up, and then they're ready there to go again next time you start seed beading.
I think it's brilliant for detail work.
It
really,
is.
really good.
You know, the amount of times, even in sort of day-to-day life where you might be threading a needle, you've got to sew a button on, and even with glasses that help you to focus close to, they're not necessarily bringing that object close enough for you to be able to see the fine detail.
Definitely. They're in tomorrow morning show at 9 o'clock. For those of you waiting, right now though, 25 carats of chrome diopside, graduated faceted rondelles, 2 to 4 millimetres on an 18 centimetre strand, and they are lustering. Brand new chrome diopside from the Uralian Mountains. They've got great lustre, haven't they?
They have, they're really sparkly.
Really outstanding. Now they've been polished, they've been faceted, they've got beautiful secondary glow, all genuine, all the real deal. 0800 644 655 for genuine, unenhanced, Uralian Mountain, beautiful natural chrome diopside. Do make sure that you are checking out and confirming as soon as you can on these. 0800 644 655 is the number that you need to be dialing to make sure that you are successful in this opportunity. We're coming towards the end of the late show tonight. My goodness me. It is flying. Now, bearing in mind, okay, we are looking at a beautiful gemstone that embodies the festive natural green of this time of year, without a shadow of a doubt. Gorgeous glow. Now, I think when you get this strand home and you see that you've paid under £40, not just under 20, under £40, I think a huge smile is going to spread across your face. They are gorgeous vivid greens. $19.95 for natural vivid chrome diopside. Little bit of a weight on these phone lines, stay where you are. Neon Apatite plain rounds. Have a look at these. That electric blue glow is amazing, isn't it? 18 centimetre strand, 2 to 5 millimetres, 45 carats of neon blues. And all those different tones as well. Some of them are tealy blues, some of those petrol, some of them peacock blues. Dive into blues. 18 centimetre strand on your screen. And it is absolutely gorgeous as well, isn't it? Just the most gorgeous bright colour. It is spectacular to see the glow, the intensity, the brightness, and £10.95 on your screen. £10.95. And again, it's just a really interesting thing to see, actually, where you just go, look at the glow, look at the natural beauty of that colour. Now, there's slight heat treatment here, ever so slightly, and that would have been to whittle out a lot of the green that could occur naturally in those gorgeous blues. But what you've got is that blue, just the blue pushes through on that heat treatment. Absolutely outstanding. Last few minutes of the late show, please do make sure that you're checking out and confirming. We're going to delve into, yeah, this is nice. Now, I really like this. Now this, if you just got your beautiful solid sterling silver pearl chain, it's just slightly tangled, so bear with me 2 seconds. 22 left. Not surprised. Solid sterling silver station link. Okay, we've called it ball chain, that's fair enough. It's known as station links. 1 metre of solid sterling silver ball chain. What is the word ball in Welsh, I'm being asked by my team? Pale. P-E-L. Pale. No, that's Pelly. Yes, Pelly. 1 metre of solid sterling silver link, 3 millimetre chain that you're getting there. 1 metre, and it is. Just have a look. Now, it's an unfinished chain. I'm just trying to untangle those ends so that you can just see. Here we go. There we go. Now, you are able to work with this as Sarah worked with the pearl chain, because, of course, you've got those stations there where you could make bracelet, earrings, necklace, a lot. You've got 1 metre of chain plus space in the links in between to rosary, maybe head pin link some gorgeous gemstones onto that chain, and really, really do personalise it. Amazing value for money for you. £15.95 for 1 metre of solid sterling silver chain. Absolute bargain, and the last of stock on this. Very, very last of stock. Hold the line, stay where you are. I'm going to move on to flower of these. No, hang on a minute. Number 14. Oh, they're hearts. Have I got the? Oh, okay. Apparently so. These are heart-shaped little spaces that you've got there. Is this not the right one? I'm just double checking, my lovely. There's nothing. Okay, we can't play those ones. All right, my lovely, not a problem. This is lovely. I love this one. This is a huge, decadent, yellow gold beauty. Look at that. Yellow gold overlay on top of solid sterling silver. It is substantial. It's a 15 millimetre. Look at the drill hole size there as well, to be able to work with your different mediums. I love how expensive that looks. It's lovely, isn't it? That with the beautiful just single connector bracelet that we had earlier, just as a bracelet, would look lovely, wouldn't it? It would look really, really nice. Very high-end look to this one. One of them available for you. Solid sterling silver with an 18 karat gold final, 21 at £7.95. Plus the stock as we approach the last few minutes of the late show for you. 2.7 grams of solid sterling silver with your bright yellow gold, and such a different way of being able to play with these as well. You know, if you've maybe got 2 of these and put them into earrings, using them as connectors, using them beautifully on a very high-end necklace, I think that they would work beautifully with some of the pearls that we've had today.
Oh, definitely beautifully. And I'm just thinking, if you did get the rose gold chain from earlier.
Yes, absolutely. Two-tone golds.
Nothing to stop you putting that on there at all.
No, not at all.
It would look really beautiful.
Really substantial as well. Last 21, well done for those of you UK and stateside who are grabbing hold of this. Well done. We'll squeeze one more in. I'm going to go for, shall we go for number 15? Okay, I don't know what that is then. Number 13, shall we? Okay, I like this a lot. Electroplating. I do adore it because I love the continuation of the gemstone into that. I love that obsidian rhombus. Look at that. It's a proper big, beautiful collaboration of gold and jet black, isn't it? This is your tapered black agate that you've got. Now, hang on a minute. I need to double check. Black agate or black obsidian? It looks like agate rather than obsidian. It hasn't got any little bit of schiller in it, so I'm going to assume that that bit's wrong and that bit's right. Black agate? Okay, black agate on your screen. Last piece of the night for you. 0800 644 655. You've got the bail included there as well. Under £5, that pendant. It's nice, isn't it?
It is. It's beautiful and a really nice long line neckline piece.
Absolutely. It looked lovely on black ribbon as well, sort of almost choker style.
It would. Yeah, definitely.
Do make sure that you are checking out and confirming as soon as you possibly can. Now, tomorrow morning, you have got... do we know what the alarm clock deal is tomorrow morning? This is the alarm clock deal tomorrow. Thank you, my lovely. So, tomorrow morning, you've got... Oh, these are nice. The alarm clock deal tomorrow morning at 8:15 is a twist. Look at that, that's lovely. At 8:15 tomorrow morning, now you've got 5 of them in the pack, 6 of them in the pack, I do believe. Hang on a minute, let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of them in the pack. And they are gorge, aren't they? Now, you've got a beautiful connector point there as well. I'm just thinking tassels, I'm thinking drop earrings, pendants. They will be gorgeous, won't they?
Definitely, and we could be really indulgent and have them all in a neckline piece.
Yeah, definitely. But I like the twist. I like the way that it's reflecting the light. So that's at 8:15 tomorrow morning. The kit at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning has got the magnification glasses in. So make sure that you're tuning in tomorrow morning for our preview show at 9 o'clock. But we'd also just like to quick recap with you on the Jadeite, if that's all right with you. Of course, we've got the... Let's go and see Sarah, actually, because we've got the finished Jadeite pearl knotted beautiful bracelet that she has put together for us. Thank you, my lovely, very, very much indeed. It is, loads of it left, yeah. So this was our Jadeite, so you can see the section that Sarah has used to create the beautiful bracelet that we've got. So plenty of Jadeite. You could probably make
in there as
you
well.
could probably make another bracelet, couldn't you?
Oh, easily.
Easily make that, either, whether it was a stretchy or pearl knotted. Yes. I'm just going to show you the finished bracelet. Genuine Jadeite, pearl knotted with beautiful green silk and the clasp from the first kit. I mean, how expensive does that look? Beautiful. And look at the quality of the colour from the Jadeite as well. £9.95 for the strand of Jadeite. Thank you so much for making that. It's gorgeous. I know our team.
I enjoyed making that.
It was lovely. Really, really, really lovely. It looks so incredibly expensive. It really, really does. So you've got your 6mm Jadeites, 38 centimetre strand, 110 carats, all genuine, all enhanced. Remember what I was saying to you earlier about type C, type B and type A within the trade, how we refer to the different types of Jadeite, specifically, of course, Burmese and Chinese, and that type A is the unenhanced, natural, no treatment whatsoever jadeite, and that's what you've got for £9.95, and such a usable size of 6mm, isn't it?
They're beautiful to use, and in that you can actually sort of multi-layer them if you want to. You can channel set them like we did with the pearls. You could do the beautiful pearl knotting, which we've done, but they're so versatile, whether you want to make use a couple to make a simple ring, or whether you want to make a full neckline piece from the whole strand. You've got that versatility with the 6mm.
Fab stuff. And when are you back with us, my darling?
I'm back on Tuesday for the late show.
Tuesday for the late show. I won't be here, but you will be with the team.
No.
I won't be here on Tuesday, but you will be here with the team. So have you got your kits?
I have.
Exciting.
I have, and they are lovely.
Very, very exciting. Listen, thank you to the team tonight. Thank you to you for joining us. Thank you to the hardest worker in the room tonight, of course, fabulous Sarah with a gorgeous piece of jewellery. She's back with us on Tuesday night for the late show. I will be back with you tomorrow night from 6 o'clock for the late show. Don't forget tomorrow morning's alarm clock deal, and of course the glasses in the 9 a.m. Until then, Sarah will see you on Tuesday rather. And I'll see you tomorrow night. Take care.
Then the price comes on, and whether you join at the beginning or at the end of the offer, everyone pays the final on-screen price. So when you see an item that you would like to buy, simply